Yeah, I'll be watching. Get this out of here. Do, 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 do. All right. Howdy do, folks. Alexa, what's the current temperature?
Right now, it's 50 degrees Fahrenheit.
Can you imagine we just had all that snow recently and now it's 50 degrees outside? And it's supposed to go up to like the mid 60s, almost 70s from now up until next week. I see the mailman's outside. I hope he's got my bearded axe that I ordered. I was going to do a full-fledged review of this new New York Yankees hat that I'm wearing right there. It just showed up yesterday, but I'm like, I could put that off for any time. I can always review this at any time. Let me just get myself all set up here and then we good to go, folks. I've really got to give my Fire Stick a good. Well, it's not the Fire Stick, it's the Fire TV. I have to give it a hard reboot. Okay. All right, now that we got this turned into proper, let's see if I can get myself into a good position here. I think that's pretty good. I just don't want to ruin these baseball cards. Yeah, let me get all the baseball card stuff out of the way because that's the last thing I want to do is ruin cards for no reason. And then I'll have the sports card gatekeepers coming after me. Actually, there's really not much here on my desk, at least for the time being. It's just what's holding me up here. Oh, it's the sneakers themselves that are holding me up. Whoopsie. Okay. And clearly, these definitely need a good cleaning. I actually redid my red cements. You know what? Let me go grab them for frame of reference. Okay. Don't tell me they're fighting again next door. I don't want to know. I don't care to know. I really don't want to know. They're a lesbian couple. The one girl, what's her name? Tamika, I think her name is. She's actually pretty down. She's cool. It's her partner that's a fucking pain in the ass. Otherwise, they don't bother me, man. They keep to themselves. That doesn't fucking bother me. She's really, really cool. It's her fucking partner that's a real stick in the mud. I wonder if my Germanic bearded action up. I see the mailman out there. I don't have any orders to take to him. So it's going to have to wait. Okay. I hope all you folks are having a fine Friday. Mine is pretty uneventful and quiet. And I am still, unfortunately, recovering from this B6 toxicity I've been suffering from the last, seems like almost weeks now, but the last couple days has been pretty intense. But lucky I caught it when I did it, because it could have been a lot worse, man. I was doing some reading and homework on it. Apparently people are like losing their fucking ability to walk. That's some scary shit, man. That's some scary stuff right there. Where's that other white magic marker here? So there's actually two of them I might use. That's the latest one to come. That'll be for the mesh. And this will be for like the corners and stuff. Now the camera may not be picking it up, but the shoelaces and the mesh are pretty yellow. So I'm definitely going to pull these shoelaces out and give them a good wash. And it's absolutely gorgeous outside. My God, is it beautiful out there today. Yeah, we went from 12 inches of snow and 10-degree weather all the way up to almost, Alexa, what's the current temperature?
Right now, it's 50 degrees Fahrenheit.
50 degrees. How do you like that? Welcome to the South, folks. Let me pull out these shoelaces first and foremost. Yeah, because there's no way to avoid not taking out these laces, because the shoelaces are so yellow. The camera may not be picking it up, but they have like an almost ivory color to them, just like the mesh typically does. So you know what, maybe let me do one shoe at a time. I'll leave that there for now. Hope you folks are having a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Excuse me. That's because of the dust from the shoelaces. I haven't worn my Navy cements in a while. So that's probably from all the dust of me pulling out the shoelaces from these shoes. I got the door wide open. I got the thermostat on minimum. Give my damn freaking thermostat a break, man. That thing's been running for almost a month and a half straight. Ever since the temperatures turned here. Typically it's 50 to 60 degrees, but my patio, because I got the sun beating down on me, you can tack on like an extra 5 to 10 degrees on top of that. So my apartment typically during the day stays warm, so I don't need to use that much electric. which I'm finally giving my thermostat a bit of a break. I'm going to have to get the lint shaver for the shoelaces because they got some fuzzy spots on there. So let me go get my lint shaver. I'll be right back, folks. Because I definitely, once I clean these, I'm definitely going to relace them a little differently like I did with my 2016 white cements, which I have here as a frame of reference. So that's the lint shaver right there. Well, you guys and gals already know that I already did the 2016s. Look at how nice that looks. As far as the mesh is concerned and the laces, it looks really, really nice. I mean, you would think they were dead stock. There's still some patina in the shoelaces, but after 2 treatments with stain cleaner, the 2016s look really, really nice. Now I got my red cements here, which I just did recently. I really should have live streamed me cleaning these, but you know, I kind of did these in the background. There's still one little touch up I want to do here quickly, and that's on the heel. Let me tell you, this oil marker, oops. Of course, I'm live streaming, so I'm going to slip and do all sorts of mistakes. What else is new? Because live streaming, that's usually how it works, right? Actually, that should hopefully come right off. Yeah, of course, I'm live streaming, so it's not going to cooperate, right? Don't you love that stuff? All right, that's not too bad. I'm going to have to do the old pencil eraser trick on the heels, but you could see the mesh on my red cements came out really nice as well. And that was with a thin marker. I went over it with a heavy marker early this morning and really, really fixed up some of that yellow. You can see with the friction right there, some of that yellow is going to come through, which you can always touch up later on, but they look so much better. I also cleaned the laces on these guys too, gave them 2 treatments of stain cleaner, and then relaced them. Now I got my Nike SBs here. I'm not sure if I'm going to mess with these or not. I'll be honest with you. Let me get these 2 out of the way quick. Now these definitely need to be cleaned top and bottom because they are a little dirty. But you could see the yellowing is starting to come through on the Nike SBs. I might just leave them as is. You know why? Because with the yellow, I'm sorry, with the green details, the pine green details, it actually kind of works with this shoe. It's bizarre. So I might leave these alone, but they definitely need a good cleaning and the shoelaces need to be washed. And then I got my military blues here. And so far, which is bizarre, out of all my Jordans, these are the only ones that haven't yellowed yet. I mean, the shoelaces could use a relacing, and the shoes in general could use a good cleaning, but for what it is, they're not that bad, actually. So let me get all these other shoes out of the way. I just thought I'd bring those out for a frame of reference. But yeah, here are today's patients. I have a feeling I'm forgetting something. What am I forgetting here? Oh, they're right here. And I'm not going to clean these like that, not just yet anyway, but I got the tips here. I got the silicone paste up on my shelves there. I'll get that later on. I just want to get these, at least get a basic cleaning. Give them a basic cleaning and a repaint. As far as the mesh is concerned, everything else I'm really not so concerned about, at least for now. I just want to give them a basic. Let me bring these around this way so you can see what I'm doing here. I mean, eventually I'm going to have to get my pants dirty. That's usually what happens. I don't have a lot of space to work with. So I just want to give them a basic, just once over. Again, I'm not going to go too crazy with the overall cleaning. I could do that later on. I just want to focus on the mesh repaint. I definitely have to order myself some more Angelus leather paint because you know, some of my shoes are starting to show scuffs and things like that. And I can cover it with the oil paint, but the oil paint is too glossy for these. I do have acrylic duller that I can use, but I'm just too lazy. I'm trying to do this in the most simplest way possible. I really don't want to get too involved. But again, like I said, I'm just giving these a basic, just a basic cleaning. But you can see the yellowing is really, really bad on these. This is probably, out of all the pairs of 4s that I got, these are probably the worst. I heard a beep. I hope that's the mailman with my bearded. Yeah, okay, speak English, Walt. Bearded axe. Is it him? Is it not him? Maybe not. We don't know. I don't know. Do you know? My bearded axe. Okay, so I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to go too crazy cleaning these. Just want to make sure there's no, I mean, there's really no dirt or anything in there. I mean, I'm not so concerned about these looking dead stock. I just want to get them to look presentable. So, and one thing with this marker, you got to be careful because if you push the tip down, you're going to get a big blob of paint. And you really got to be careful with that because you're just wasting paint. You only want to push down. See, like it's ready to drip at the tip there. So I kind of spin this around a little bit just to, and then here we go. And then capillary action, or capillary attraction, I should say, should spread this paint on its own through physics. But I'm going to do 2 lines on here, and you're going to see the difference is almost immediate. Like it almost plays with your eyes. You can see the difference already. Like just by me painting them 2 strips right there already is making a huge difference for these. Now these are going to be underneath the shoelaces, so I'm not looking for perfection here. I'm just going to give it a base coat. And I'm sure as time goes on, this paint will wear down. But I'm only doing it because, well, it's going to look silly. Because I tried that on my red cements to just paint the areas that you can see, and it looked ridiculous. You know, you could tell like young guys would know. It's like, yo, man. Yo, geez, see what my man did? He was trying to paint this shit. Magic markers, yo. So says the sneakerheads. But yeah, this oil-based Sharpie marker works really well on this. But again, you got to be careful how much of the paint you have on here because it will run. And you really don't want to get it on the material underneath the mesh. You just kind of want to lightly let the marker do all the work. Let the weight of your fingers go with the mesh. And then any places where I'm afraid to touch up, I'll use the thin point. But look at the difference already. Well, again, I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful Friday. I mean, mine is kind of subdued and quiet. It's nice to have the front door open again. Thank God that cold is starting to turn over. In my neck of the woods here, all the snow is pretty much all but gone. Went the way of the dodo bird. But this is definitely flu weather because we went from 50s and 60s to teens and 20s, and now we're back in the 50s and 60s again. And it's supposed to be pushing almost 70 next week from what I've been seeing with the weather reports, which is nuts. Okay. You can see the difference in that light right there where I stopped. It's night and day already. You gotta bear with me, folks. I'm still dealing with that vertigo shit. If you've been watching I think the easiest way is just to do this one half at a time. I think that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll flip it and do the other side. Just more comfortable on the hands ergonomically. But anyway, yeah, I'm still dealing with that B6 nonsense. If you've been watching my channel and my YouTube shorts, I still got that dizzy feeling, even though it's kind of like subsiding ever so slightly. It's because of that stupid artificial B6 I was taking this whole time, man. I actually woke up this morning to do a little bit of reading and research on that and watching some YouTube videos, and there are actual news reports about it that people like are literally losing their ability to walk, or they get permanent nerve damage because the artificial B6 destroys the nerves instead of fixing them. What do they call it? Paradoxine HCl, I think is what it's called. Ooh, excuse me. And I think that's what's been playing games with me over the past couple weeks. I've been noticing it just getting worse and worse, and then all of a sudden, pow. So once I finally got a foothold on it and refined my supplement intake, it seemed to have, in the past 2 days, I could tell it's already having a difference, changing over to P5P, which is paradoxine 5-phosphate, I believe it's called, which is natural B6. You never know, folks. The very foods and supplements and things that you take into your body can actually do more harm than good. You know, and I've been taking supplements for most of my adult life. And you would never think that things that are designed to improve your health could actually hurt you. But anyway, yeah, look at the difference already. My God. Just with that one swipe of the oil paint really is making a huge difference in these shoes. And now that I did the horizontal, I got to do the vertical next. Oop, what's this? What do we got here? I hear cha-ching. Come on. Oh, eBay. Every time you look at an item on eBay, you guys know I'm an eBay seller. So every time you look at something on eBay or you view something, it's constantly pestering you and constantly rubbing that listing in your face. There was a BGS 10 Ken Griffey Jr. 1989 Upper Deck rookie I was looking at. And I think the seller's asking like $7,000 for. which is just about right. I think one recently sold for like $8,000 in a BGS 10 gold label. And ever since I viewed that listing, man, eBay just pesters and pesters and pesters. Because then I think it's an eBay sale or a customer messaging me or something like that. I kind of messed up right there a little bit, but that's okay. It's going to be under the shoelaces. Nobody's going to notice. Oh, no, he made a mistake. Cancel him. Protest, protest. Look at how nice that's coming out already. I love doing stuff like this, man. You know, people are so damn wasteful. I'm not saying you have to be a dumpster diver or anything like that. It's like that pair of sneakers that I found for that homeless dude that I restored. Like, people are just so careless, man, to like not take care of things. And it drives me up a wall that sometimes a simple screw from Home Depot can mean the difference between putting something in a landfill and giving it another chance at life. Which I kind of have to go. I got to extract that video and re-edit that video with that homeless dude. That Dunkin' Donuts closed, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that anywhere in my live streams, but yeah, that Dunkin' Donuts where that homeless dude was hanging out, that I gave them oxidized whites to. Yeah, that Dunkin' Donuts closed permanently. And I've never seen that dude use that blanket or anything. I wouldn't be surprised if he sold it to somebody or gave it to another homeless guy or whatever. I mean, I don't care, but I haven't seen him in a while. I haven't gone that way. I mean, I haven't had a reason to. I haven't been. The only reason I would ever go that way is if I had to go to the UPS store or if I was going to get Hungry Howie's pizza, which is the easiest and simplest way. I guess I could do it like this. Yeah, you know, let me do a little more dabbish. Yeah, you don't want to press down too hard on this marker. Like I said, it'll just blob out and run all over the place. And that's kind of a waste of ink or a waste of paint. But yeah, this adheres really, really nice. And then if there's a spot where it's too tight for the tip, because I think this is a medium size. Yeah, it's a medium sized tip. You might actually get it on the leather, not like anybody would notice or anything like that. I would, because it would just bother me because OCD reasons. But you can always go back later on with the small tip and get all the edges and stuff. But man, what a difference already. I can see it. The camera's really not going to do this justice at all, is it? Look at that already. Look at how nice and bright that looks. Well, anyway, folks, if you're new to the channel, smash that like button, hit that thumbs up button. It helps in the algorithm. Consider subscribing to the channel and check out my eBay store, the Carolina Collector 001. The link is in the description box of this live stream. I yet to do a full review of anything. Forgive me for that, folks. It's just I've been, you know, with everything that's been going on, like I said, with this B6 toxicity and the weather and everything else, I've been pretty distracted from wanting to make full form video reviews. But look at how nice that mesh looks. You could do the side by side already. I haven't taken the shoelaces out of this one, but you could probably get the gist. You can see the difference already, like how dark versus how light this is. I mean, arguably and technically, I could have really cleaned out the tongue a little bit just to whiten that up a little, but you know, like I said, I just want the shoes to look good and presentable. I'm not really concerned about those details. There are going to be shoelaces here anyway once I wash them, but as a matter of fact, if I want to do a real good comparison side by side, yeah, these shoelaces really need to be washed. They are, ugh. You can tell when shoelaces are really dirty when they're stiff. It's hard to explain. It's very hard to explain. They're just unnecessarily stiff. Yeah, let me pull these laces out so that this way. I gotta wash these laces anyway, so. Let me get, will the LED lights help any with this? Probably not. I might just be making this worse. And I'm looking on the screen behind me as well. Yeah, the LEDs are just making it look even worse. Let me turn these off. It's just the lighting in my apartment is weird right now because there's overcast covering up the sun. It's a gorgeous day out there. It feels like springtime out there. So it's going to play games with the lighting, unfortunately. And I really don't feel like cleaning my dining room table again. I tore my dining room table apart. I just don't feel like screwing with it again. There you go, my Spanish, one of my Spanish buddies there is probably out to go get his coronas or coronitas like he likes. That's what I love about my apartment, man. I can pretty much see everybody coming and going from this side of the property. That's how you get to know everybody, which is cool. Unfortunately, these windows are older than dirt. I mean, this property was built in the 80s, and these are still original windows, and they are just meh. I even took methylene chloride to the windows back and forth, but there's nothing you can do because they're double paned. So if there's any kind of mineral buildup, there's not much I can do about that. I know I clean my windows. They just don't look like it from certain angles because, like I said, this property is old. This property was built when my brother was born, give or take a year or two. Just bear with me here, folks. Like I said, I'm trying to get these shoelaces out of here. My God, they're so, God, are they stiff? I could see like dust particles flying all over the place. I should be wearing a mask if I'm doing this. I mean, well, they're almost off anyway. So, note to self, future reference: if you're gonna pull dirty shoelaces out of sneakers, wear a dust mask, because you don't know what kind of stuff you're kicking up. Come on, get out of there. All right, so now here's the left versus right shoe. Now, I don't know if the camera can pick it up. I know the lighting is like really terrible. But you could definitely see a difference where my thumb is right here versus this shoe here on this side here. So this is the left shoe, this is the right shoe. The right shoe, you can definitely see there's a definite improvement on the mesh versus the right shoe. So, and that's only just the first coat. I would like to give these a second coat, but again, should I really get in there and scrub these? You know what? I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to... Johnny on the spot, like always. Now, this is a mixture of foaming hand cleaner and dish detergent. So it's not any kind of particular cleaner. It's just what I use. It makes it easy for me because I just too cheap to go out and buy good stuff. But just a little bit. Yeah, that improved that considerably. I mean, the goal is to get underneath the mesh. Give me 1 second here, folks. My apologies. Let me get my spray and wash, or the whatever you call it here. Jeez, I don't have that much left. I just want to throw another drop of this stuff here in this little concoction of mine. There we go. Throw some spray and wash in there. What's going on, Wanio? I need some soy. I don't know. You need some chulada, bro. Oh yeah, I've been seeing him popping up in my feed here on YouTube. He's got pretty crazy reviews that he does with his chulada stuff. I always see him on YouTube doing YouTube shorts, doing his little rap. Well, when it comes to the day, the chulada takes the stain away. It's pretty funny. When it comes down to any day, chulada will take the stain away. I love his accent too, man. Latino brother, man. That's awesome. All right. I'm just going to throw a couple drops on there. It's really not going to affect the paint in any way because it is oil-based. But I want to get in there real good because I don't like the way this looks. Oh, I love that smell, man. That soapy smell, for me, it's like awesome. Now, again, I'm not going for perfection here. I'm not going for dead stock. I'm going for the fact that I just want these to look presentable. And you can see. So in hindsight, I should have did that over here first. But that's okay. That's okay. Listen, like I said, the top of the shoes I'm not concerned about because the shoelaces are going to cover up a lot of that anyway. So I'm not too worried. I just want to get them to look presentable. And that's it. That's my goal. Yeah, the mesh is awful, man. Like I got different wood brushes and old toothbrushes and things like that. Yeah, it's a pain in the rear. Like you really have to just like get in there, and that takes patience and time. But the mesh on any J's, there's like not much you can do. See, that's what I was saying about my SBs that I got right here. I'm probably not going to mess with these. The camera may not pick it up, but they're starting to yellow as well. However, because these are pine greens, the yellow kind of fits with this shoe. It's strange. I can't explain it. If you have SBs, you'll know what I'm talking about. It doesn't look too bad on the SBs when they yellow because of the color scheme. I mean, obviously, the ideal thing is to have the mesh white all the time, but the SBs don't look that bad. But, you know, using the methods I've been using, I mean, here are the 2016 J's. Look how nice and clean those look. And I just broke these out recently, too. So, but this took like 2 or 3 coats to get this to look like this. So, but, and then here are the, just to recap, these are the, excuse me, pardon me. The red cements that I just did today. But nice, look how nice and clean them shoelaces are. Now there are still some staining, very light stains in there, but I don't care. As long as they look presentable, I'm happy with that. I'm quite content with that result. I had that pair of 4s. Yeah, these I kept on ice from day one that they were released, and I just broke them out recently. If you've been watching the channel, I did pick up the 2025s that came out during the holidays, so they're up on my shelf in ice, and I just started wearing these 2016s, but unfortunately, like most Jordans do, you know, that was the first thing that went was the mesh, so I had to do a complete repaint on that. I think this is the first pair I was experimenting on as to trying to figure out the best thing and the easiest thing to use to cover up all that yellow. And that's when I started experimenting with Sharpie markers and stuff like that, the oil paint markers. And the oil paint works really nice, I tell you what. The mesh is nice and bouncy or anything like that. I haven't seen any chipping. The only thing is you got to be careful how much you push down on the point, because you may put too much paint on there. I even took a little bit of the white oil paint right here on the edge and dulled it, because typically on most kicks you get cracking right there, and it covered it up real nice. So it just takes time and practice to figure this stuff out. But it's fun, you know what I mean? And when you're talking spending $200 plus on a pair of shoes, you know, you want to preserve these shoes as much as you can. You know, I wear my shoes. I go through a regular, I mean, obviously I wore, you copying the Salesman 6s coming out? Nah, probably not. I'm more into the OG colorways. I definitely want the Space Jams. I want the Space Jams more than anything. When the 11s come out, I'm probably going to cop those. I definitely want to I might go for the 6s. The reverse, what do they call them? Reverse infrared, I think they call them. I haven't decided yet. My local sneaker shop always has a good stock of sneakers, so I'm really not worried about missing out on them on release day. Even if I have to pay an extra 30 or 40 bucks for them, that's fine by me. But I want to get the reverse infrareds, I think they're called. Those things look freaking sick. I know they don't have the reflective area on the side of the foot, but they're basically based on the unreleased OG colorway from back in the day. I like to get those. But I want to get the white colorway in those if I can, if they ever release them. I'd still like to get, if I can find them on the cheap, the Chicago ones, even though I've got the bread toes. Oh, they are. Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention there for a second. Oh, so those are them. Okay, never mind. The Salesman. So I got confused. See, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I hear people giving them different names. The reverse infrareds, this, that, and everything else. Okay, so those are the Salesmen. So I stand corrected. Yeah, I would definitely like to get those. Yeah, I love the OG colorways. I mean, I got a few oddball shoes, like I said. I got the SBs, the navy cements, which I'm working on now, the red cements, obviously the OG white cements. I got the reimagined 3s. I got the Justin Timberlake Tinker Hatfield 3s from the Super Bowl. My JTHs, the black and reds, are starting to really show their age. I might hunt around for another pair of those. I really don't feel like restoring them at this point. I think they're a little too worn out for me to want to bother. I mean, I still got them sitting over there. I use them more as a throw around pair now, but yeah, I got the reimagined 3s. I got the bread toe 1s. I just picked up the Bugs Bunny 8s. It took a while to break in the 8s. The 8s take a couple times to wear for them to actually break into your foot, because they are like bricks a little bit, but they're really not all that bad actually. Once you wear them a couple times. They were probably the only ones I really had to break in. So, see, these aren't looking not looking all that bad. Not looking all that bad at all. You know, again, not looking for perfection here. I'm not looking to make these dead stock. I'm just looking to make them presentable. And that looks pretty good for one pass. I pass on those 8s, I heard. Yeah, they're like wearing work boots. That much I will say. You definitely have to wear them several times in a row. And the toe box, definitely you're going to have to break in a little bit. I know a lot of fellas don't like the wrinkles in the toe box. But with these 8s, they are like wearing work boots in a lot of ways. But to be honest with you, once you break them in, they're not all that bad. I'll be honest with you. They do look good. I mean, unfortunately, you can't really show them off now because, you know, we're in the cold months. But I can see in the spring and the summer, man, they're going to be definitely part of my wardrobe. I mean, I tend to wear mids more than high tops anyways in the summer just because of the heat down here in Charlotte. Those are shoes I would save more for the nighttime than anything like that, or if I was going to the mall or something. But yeah, look at how nice that looks already with just a one coat. And you look at that side versus this side, you could see the difference almost instantaneously. Well, I can definitely tell I'm going to have to go in here with a second coat. Should I really? See, there's not much. This isn't as dirty as the other side was. You know what? I'm not going to. I'm only going to clean them if I have to. I'll clean them only if I have to. And then I'll give them a general cleaning. I actually have leather cleaner. See, that's another thing too. I know, again, a lot of guys don't like their toe boxes getting wrinkles and stuff like that. Let me grab the spray that I use. Like, I use this stuff on my jacket. I use it in my car. Hold on here. So on tough stains, I use tough stuff, like what you use in your automobile when it really, really gets bad. But you got to be careful with this stuff. Like, I would only recommend using this on the inside of the shoe. I wouldn't use this on the leather. If you are going to clean the leather, I would use leather wipes or use this stuff right here, the quick detailer with a microfiber cloth or a chamois cloth. This really loosens up the material quite well. And that's what I used on my 8s, on my Bugs Bunnies there. And it just made the shoes that much more comfortable. I mean, it's because of the thickness of the grain that they used. Now, I'm not going to lie, they are a little bit flatter on my feet than the rest of my J's. I've got to say the most comfortable J's I got are the Concord 11s. And that's why a majority of my kicks are 4s, because 4s on my feet, with the except, like, I mean, I sold off the what do you call it? The Red Thunders, the Red and Black Thunders. I sold those off, and I sold off another pair of J's that were Jordan brand, not Nike Air. I mean, these are Jordan brand, but some of the Jordan brands with the old cut, unfortunately, with the exception of the 2016s, they actually hurt my feet a little bit. But for the most part, with the new cuts that they've been using for Jordan 4s, they have a wider foot and a higher heel, so they fit my foot much better. I wear a size 13 shoe. So look at how that's coming out already. How much I've brightened that up. Now, just remember, everybody who's watching this, this is a temporary thing. You know, this paint may chip, it may get dirty again. I wear all my shoes. I'm not a trophy collector, so, you know, I do rotate my shoes quite often. So these will get dirty again, you know, so this is like a temporary stopgap just to extend the life and the presentation of your shoes. It's not going to last forever, but at least you get more usage out of it. I do this out of practicality and just to give the shoes an extended lifespan. You know, again, I've cut down on my collecting of Jordans just a little bit. I mean, there are select shoes I am eyeballing right now. I was looking at the Valentine 4s recently. I think Wear Testers actually reviewed them on YouTube. They look pretty good, actually. But it would be a stretch for me to want to get the Valentine 4s. And I did see the Brazil 4s that are going to be coming out. And the, what are they, LA Lakers, I think, are a pair of 4s that are supposed to be coming out in the future. I forget what those are called. The purple, I think it's the LA Lakers. I'm not sure. You guys can correct me. I'm usually not good with the names of Jordans. I just call them however I see it. So, I tell you the truth, that doesn't look all that bad at all. I mean, there's still some spots that can use a second coat. Now, here's where having the 2 markers comes in play, because right around the edges there, I'm not too happy. Yeah, the Laker 4s, right? Yeah, those things look dope. Because I have some oddball colored jerseys too. I like to match them with. See, this marker is the complete opposite of that big marker, because this one you have to fight to get the paint out. All right, there we go. That's enough. I don't want too much paint to drip. Now, this is more for edging. Oh, that's what I want to get. The white, yellow Rare Airs. I had them back in the days with the removable tongue or the patch that's on the tongue. I would love to get those again. Apparently, they're changing the shape on them too. That's something I'm eyeing. I think I saw, oh, what the hell's the YouTuber's name? I always forget. He does really good sneaker reviews and gives you a heads up. I forget what his name is. Damn it. Sneaker Files. That's it. Sneaker Files. Just hit me right there. Yeah, Sneaker Files talked about them. When I think they're the black Rare Airs. I'm sorry, the white and yellow Rare Airs. I definitely want to get them. I had 2 pairs of them back in the days, man, and I beat the piss out of them. That's a pair I'd like to get again. Come on. Trying to be real careful here, because I've already experimented with this marker, and there'll be one big glob of paint that'll come out of here. It's not what I want. Come on. Sure, when I don't want paint to come out, it'll come out. When I want it to come out, it stops. Just like a woman, right? Now, I'm not going to do the entire tongue again, because this is the area that's going to be exposed. What do I think about the He-Man movie? I don't know, man. Given the route that a lot of movies are taking, like Starfleet Academy, for example, man, you know, I don't give a shit about the whole race swapping thing. Idris Elba doing Man-at-Arms doesn't bother me at all. I really don't care about stupid things like that. As long as the story is good, I don't care. I just hope that it's not some woke bullshit. That's all I care about. I want a good story. We all want good stories. I think America is dying for good stories. We're tired of the DEI bullshit. We're tired of the message. You know, it's fucking ridiculous anymore, man. It's just like, give us a good story, please. Give us a story. We just want a good story, man. You know, but they keep destroying these IPs. Like, you know, when I watch like Star Trek Deep Space Nine or The Next Generation or something like that, it's so refreshing. You know, Star Trek is supposed to be about exploration and discovery and all that stuff. It has nothing to do about you know, the sex or this or that or anything else. It's all bullshit, man. That stuff comes later. And technically, it's a big space military, you know? But trying to make everybody happy is damn near impossible. You can't make everybody happy. It's nostalgic to me. Big fan of the 80s, late 90s stuff. Yeah, same here, my friend. Here, check it out. That's my collector's shelf right there. Transformers. Right below, you might not be able to see it, but I got my cartoon collection He-Man figures down there. Behind me, if I flip the camera, which I can do that with my thumb. Hi! Now, the lighting is a little wonky over my head. That's just a fraction of my Star Trek stuff. I got tons of Star Trek stuff that I can't really display because I just don't have the room. But yeah, like they've completely ruined these IPs. It's like ridiculous, man. Why do you think people are revolting against the Super Bowl halftime show? I'm wearing a Charlie Kirk band around my arm right now because of that. You know what I mean? You can't keep rubbing shit in people's face. People are going to get sick and tired of it. You know, I make this analogy that, you know, I don't eat spicy food. I mean, I'm trying to train my body to start eating more pepper and more spice because it's good for you anyway, as far as your digestive system's concerned. So I've been introducing more natural black pepper into my dishes and my diet and my plates and whatnot. But if I can't eat straight up fucking peppers, you can't make me eat something that I can't tolerate as far as my, you know, my personal tastes are concerned, or whether or not my body can tolerate eating that spice in the first place. You can't force me to do shit. And that's what these people do. They're forcing you to like things and forcing you to want to love people that you're not attracted to. It goes against everything that's natural. I'm sorry if people don't like that comment, but I'm as straight as an arrow. I have no plans on being gay. I have no plans on dating trans women. I'm sorry, I'm a natural-born, testosterone-driven male. You're not going to make me fall in love with a trans woman. It's not going to happen. You can get your pitchforks out and your precious little Antifa bullshit. Sorry, you can't make people do things they don't want to do. And that's what the fucking left is doing because they're weird and spooky and fat and overweight and malshapen. I'm sorry, but there is such a thing as natural selection, whether people like it or not. Not everybody is meant to be successful. Hey, man, I'm not rich. I'm not a movie star. I wanted to be a fucking police. My dad wanted me to be a police officer. That didn't happen. I wanted to be a musician. That didn't happen. I wanted to be a comic book artist. That didn't happen. So I just kind of had to go where fate took me. And now I sell baseball cards at home. You know what I mean? Painting sneakers for all of you fine folks out there. You know, I accepted my fate, man, and you kind of have to go with it, you know. Each to their own, each to their gifts. And that's pretty much it, man. It's like ridiculous that these people are like trying to force their shit on people. If I don't like a thing, I don't like a thing. I just hope that they don't wokeify He-Man. But it's inevitable. You know there's going to be something stupid in there. Again, I'm one of those people that I don't care if they race swap. I don't care if Idris Elba is Duncan or Man-at-Arms. I don't care about that. That whole race swapping thing, like Helena of Troy, there's already a controversy with Christopher Nolan that he's going to race swap her. You know what I mean? That doesn't matter to me as long as the fucking story is good. Like everybody made a big stink about the Lord of the Rings, and this is coming from a Trump supporter, Charlie Kirk guy. You know what I mean? I don't give a shit. Make a good fucking story, man. Make a good story. We want a good story. Hollywood owes it to us, man. Oh. Ooh, pardon me. Let me go wash these. You know what? I'll take the phone with me. Let me do that because I actually have I've got my little tabletop tri-stand for my phone. Well, if I'm going to wash these, I might as well wash them right. So you folks can see the whole process. I know everybody does it different. This is just the way I do it. You may have something different that you do. I'm definitely going to need some stain remover, but I think I got enough for this project. I mean, I at least want to give these an initial wash. Yeah, I can see already. Already that's having a real nice, and that's just with the stain remover. Look how nice that's coming out. You can see it already. All of that yellowing and dust and dirt. I can see it in my sink. That's all dust and dirt. Yeah, look at how nice and white that came out now. Just with one pass with the stain remover. Now I'm going to do that with a little dish detergent, of course, because I can. And pick your stink. So I'm using the apple blossom. I do have the orange over here. So those are my two favorite stinky detergents. When I mean pick your stink, in other words, like, you know, I just like the smell of those. I can't stand like medicine-y smelling stuff. This project is coming out really nice so far. I could see I'm definitely going to have to take the lint shaver to these. Now, my methods might not be your methods, ladies and gentlemen. This is just what works for me. I try to make it as easy on myself as possible. Okay. Let me see here. There we go. Okay. Now to speed up the drying process, what I'm going to do here so I don't damage these shoelaces, I'm going to run these through a microfiber cloth. Oops. So here's the microfiber cloth, and I want to get it on the fuzzy side, which is the most absorbent, and just grab them once or twice, like so, and just, oops. It works when it wants to work. Again, live streaming physics. Let's try that again. I know it is. I'm getting distracted outside because the kids are coming home from school, so the school buses are starting to pull in. So anyway, you grab them by the heads like that, and then you just give them a good squeeze, and that will reduce the amount of moisture in the shoelaces. That'll help them dry faster and help to get some of that dirt and stuff out of there. So I'm going to do it one more time and just like so. Just like that. And look at how nice and clean they came out. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to head back over to the desk. Yeah, me, I'm here in North Carolina. Actually, New York City born. This year will mark 10 years since I left that decrepit shithole of my former home of New York. I'm not even going to get into that. But they're getting everything that they deserve up there. I'm not even gonna get into it. Let me hang these up on my front door here so they dry a little faster. Oh, it's nice out. Nah, actually, I don't want to do that because it's a little dusty out there. No, I'll hang them off my doorknob on my front door here. So let those dry for a little bit. Okay, where was I? I hope you're all enjoying this live stream, folks. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up button. It helps the channel to grow. Check out my eBay store, the Carolina Collector 001. The link is in the description box of this live stream. I will eventually get around to doing reviews. It's just with everything that's been going on off camera with my health and everything like that, and the snow, and it's been a little And I am wearing something that I did want to review. I might as well turn the camera on myself here quickly. Just be aware, folks, Frankenstein's about to show his face. Ah! But this is my latest pickup. This is the one of the fan models of the 9/11 anniversary New York Yankees fitted hats. Now, the difference between this hat, or at least the fan fitted hat, and the player hat is the ones that the players wore. It was all black underneath here on the brim, and the New York Yankees symbol would be small and white, and the new era right here, which you can see it's all black, this would be white. So that would be the player edition, and then you would have the fan edition that's like this, and then of course you got the snapback, which I don't like snapback hats when it comes to baseball hats. If that's one thing I'm a snob of, all my Yankees hats have to be fitted. Sorry, I like fitted hats. I just don't like playing games. You know what it is when you get snapback hats, eventually those little tabs, they break and snap off, and then you're shit out of luck. So, do I even need to give these a second coat? I mean, I'm pretty content. I'm pretty content with this, just as is, and to compare. I mean, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. But look at it. Yeah, you can see the difference right there. Look at the difference between this shoe and this shoe. So I'm going to give... See, this is ink. I can't do anything about this. That's just a manufactured defect. So the jersey I have, you know what? I'll flip the camera. I need a break anyways. So, oops, sorry about that. So this is my Aaron Judge jersey that I semi-customized on my own. So this is the mid-range New York Yankees jersey. I used to have the authentic Anthony Volpe. I sold that off because, well, Volpe did not have a great season. His third season was just awful, right? So I ended up buying the limited player edition, which is the one that doesn't have the name on the back. So you got Aaron Judge's number 99 back there. This is the one that's stitched through. I think well, actually, this is the home jersey, right? Yeah, this one's stitched on. The away jersey is ironed on, I think. Hold on one second. Let me do a proper comparison here. Okay. So this is the Aaron Judge limited player edition away jersey. This is the fan version, or the mid-range jersey. The next lowest tier of this jersey would be the one that has the name on the back. Now, if you notice, I've got the gold logo man on the back. I did that myself. I was able to track down a couple of logo man patches, not just for this jersey, but for this jersey as well. So the logo man is on the back right there. And I was able to track down a couple of sponsor patches from last year. Whether or not they're going to use these again this year, I have no idea. But this is the one they were currently using on the field. So this is about as close as you can get to a player jersey without it being the actual player kit. So, which I believe they call the... It's not the same as the NFL, because I got a couple authentic NFL jerseys. It's not a Vapor Fuse. I think they call it the Vapor Elite. I'm not sure how they named it over at the Fanatics website or the Yankees website, but again, these are the mid-range, the mid-tier jerseys that I went out of my way to, try to make them look like they're the player jerseys when they're not. So you get the best of both worlds. You're spending less money. I think the jerseys each cost $175, where the authentic ones cost like $400 and change. You know what I mean? And it really wasn't worth buying that Anthony Volpe jersey to begin with anyway. First, he had an awful season last year. Yankees crashed out against Toronto. And who the hell has $400 laying around to buy? I'd rather just get these. And it's more fun to do this because you can personalize this to look any which way you want. Like I said, I got the gold logo, man, on the back of this guy, and I got the sponsored patch right there on the sleeve. So, yeah, I know, it's stupid. Yeah, I know. All of that just for this. Can you imagine? All of that just for that. Ooh. My Mjolnir is backwards. I just noticed that. Oops. Sorry, Lord Odin. I put my Mjolnir on backwards. Whoops. Yeah, but this just arrived yesterday. I was going to do a full review of this thing. And let me tell you, this is why I can't stand as an eBay seller. I sell stuff on eBay. I really got to calm down with the swearing on YouTube here. There are YouTube sellers trying to flip these hats for like $120 to $150 each. I got this for retail, and it took like maybe 2 weeks to get here, but I was able to get it via retail. And it is, I checked it out versus my other hats to legit check it. And it's definitely the real deal. It fits nice. It's comfortable. The stitching is correct. The letters are correct. And I actually have another version of this hat from 2 years ago. And I paid retail. And yet you got guys on eBay that are flipping these hats. Now, I take it as a personal insult because I was on that site for the first 5 days after the thing happened. And you're really going to sell a 9/11 hat for $120-something, man? I think that's really sad. Yeah, I remember back in the days, new era hats, game hats, they were like $20 to $30 each. Not anymore. You can thank Fanatics for that. And Major League Baseball. Not for nothing, man. I love the game. But the money that these guys are getting, that's why we're paying so much. It's because we're paying for their salaries through merchandise. But, yeah, that's it. That's the fan version of the one of two 9/11 hats that the Yankees wore last season. They had an NYPD one with yellow lettering. It was white and yellow, I believe, in the lettering, whereas this one is gold and red. But the authentic one, the player version, it would be black under the brim. And the New York Yankees symbol would be a lot smaller. It would be all white or trimmed out with whatever border they were using. So, and the new era on the side here would be white. And if you look on YouTube, you'll actually see clips that I'm using the authentic version of these hats. So just a little lesson there, how to legit check stuff in case somebody's trying to pass off something that's not real or not player issued. But anyway, folks, if you're new to the channel, thank you for watching this live stream. I'm kind of doing this real casually here. Thank you for supporting my eBay store. I do got, I think, 7 auctions now of items that will sell. I definitely have to list some more cards because, unfortunately, I got all screwed up from because I got all screwed up from this vitamin B stuff. I got to be careful. Oh, what did I do here? Come on. I just saw a comment pop up. I'm a Rangers fan myself. I was rooting for the Yankees last year to let me down. Even bought a World Series. Yeah, I actually have a World Series hat of theirs as well. And what good did that do us? Yeah, Toronto beat the living daylights out of them. And it's just bad mistakes. Really bad mistakes. you know, not saying that Jason Dominguez is a bad guy, but I rather would have seen Spencer Jones brought up from the minor leagues to play on their A squad, and George Lombard, but they're going to be stuck down there so long as Judge, and now you got Cody Bellinger out there who just re-signed his contract. You know that those two young guys are never going to see the light of day. You might see them in the preseason, but they're never going to get the call. Aaron Boone is never going to get those guys up there. Also, here's another little trick I like to use. Let's see if it works on these. Where's my, here it is. I think I got these from Office Depot or Office Max. See, that's an eraser pen. And if you have like a real stubborn stain on the rubber, sometimes this will take that stain out. The only thing you got to watch, though, is that you're going to get shavings everywhere, but sometimes it does work. There's still a little bit of staining there. That's something I'm going to have to use methylene chloride or rubbing alcohol on, but I'm not going to go through all that. The goal was just to at least get the mesh cleaned. Let me give these a good shave with the shaver here. If you're a sneakerhead, you got to have one of these. I usually don't promote products here on the channel. You got to have a lint shaver for your kicks. Now, it's not going to get everything out, but look how nice. And then you look up on top there. Where did I get this? You can, oops. Uh-oh. Battery's dying. You can usually and typically find them at Walmart. Let me at least shave this one before the battery dies. Yeah, you can typically get these at Walmart, or if not, you can find them. You can find them on eBay or Etsy and stuff like that. Most online shops have them. They're not that expensive. They're only a few dollars. I can't tell you how much I paid for this thing. I forgot, but they're dirt cheap. It's got the I think this is a USB mini charging port right there. And then you have the lint catcher right here. You push the button, and then you got the little pocket right there that'll catch all the lint. And plug it into any wall socket. And it really, really cleans up the inside of the shoes real nice. You know, if you care enough about your shoes, you definitely want to get this. And it just, again, this is just to extend the life of the shoe. I mean, I beat my shoes up until I can't wear them anymore. But if I can extend the life of them for, you know, a month, 2 months, 3 months, a year. Now, the hardest part about doing this is the back of the heel. So for me, I don't really want to mess up the shoe, but I kind of want to grab it like that. And then do this. And rock it back and forth, because you don't want those blades to stay in one place. Otherwise, you might actually shave a hole in your shoes. Now, again, this portion of the shoe is probably the hardest part to do. But if you rock the shoe a little bit and you rock the blade a little bit, look how nice that cleans up. Very, very useful tool when you're taking care of your kicks. Very useful tool. So I'm pretty much content with that. The only thing I want to do now is give them a good spray with Lysol. And then I'm going to do the old... Yeah, anytime. Thank you very much for joining up. I much appreciate it, and thank you for the sub. I do live streams like this often, so, you know, you'll find me around. But thank you very much for the support. Take care. Let me spray a little Lysol on the inside. It's the one thing I didn't bring with me here. I mean, the inside of the shoes, they're really not all that dirty. I mean, I'm pretty much a neat freak anyway, so it's not like my shoes are filthy. But that's because I stay on top of my shoes. So I'm going to put this one outside to dry. I'll be right back. Put the shoelaces out there too so they dry. Okay, that's sneaker number 1 done. Let me go grab me one of my Red Bulls, folks. I'll be right back. Hope you all enjoying this live stream. Thank you so much for participating. So shoe number 1 is outside getting a thorough drying by good old Mother Nature, aka the sun. Ooh, excuse me, pardon me. And we'll do the second shoe. Sugar-free Red Bull, folks. Cheers, unofficial drink of the channel. So again, I'm going to give these just a good general, just a good once-over. Again, I'm more focused on just painting the mesh rather than cleaning the shoes, because these shoes do need some fine tuning here and there. But it's just that yellow on here is so bad. My God, the Jordans are the worst. The Jordans are the absolute worst. And what's funny is I made this comparison as well. Like I have the Transformers Netflix Soundwave in my collection, and he's turning yellow. And it's annoying because, like, you know, you pay all this money for this stuff and then you find out they're using cheap shit materials and paints, thinking they can get over on the consumer. And it's like, you got to be kidding me, man. You know, these sneakers are what, 200 and change a pop? Okay. And it's like, give us a break, man. You know, we might be consumers, but, you know, that's our hard-earned money that you're trying to get out of our wallets and our pockets and all that stuff. And, you know, it's not cool. It's not just Jordan Brand or Nike that does it. You know, Hasbro does that shit too with Transformers collectibles. So here's a little trick I like doing also, but I don't recommend doing this anywhere else. I like to put oil paint right there on the back of the heel. Not the whole thing, just in that crack right there, because that's usually, at least in my experience, the first thing that wears out on the shoe. But by throwing a little oil paint on there, you're kind of extending the life of your heel just a little bit. Now, it's going to crack anyway, no matter what you do, but at least it takes the brown color out of it. That's the main goal, is to take that brown color out of it. And I wouldn't recommend doing that anywhere else, because then you will notice it. That's only because of the original paint that's underneath. But my goal is to get the brown out of there, and that's that. So if I see these cracks, it's going to happen. That's a flex point on the shoe. There's no point in fighting with it. You might as well just leave it as is. But for me, you know, it's a little point of contention right there that I don't like. So OCD me says I have to put paint on there, you know. But anyway, let's see what we got here. Let me just clean. There's one spot on here that I have this bad habit of scraping the inside of my left foot for some reason. I don't know why. I repainted this once already. But the problem is I didn't go back and take a little sandpaper to clean the leather because it looks off when you look at it. And I'm talking about this area right here. You can see where I swiped Angela's paint by accident. I mean, that will wear in time, but it's just like annoying. I mean, even with my fingernail, I can go in there, but I'm not going to do that now because I'm going to waste your time and mine. So, well, look at how yellow this is now, folks. Let's kiss that yellow goodbye. Uh-oh, I got paint on my pants. Exactly what I knew it was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen eventually. Never wear good blue jeans when you're repainting your shoes. Well, in this case, I'm wearing black. Dummy. You are a dummy. You dummy. Would you believe I actually have markers for clothing? I never knew they made such a thing. They actually have markers for clothing. Well, these jeans are old as dirt anyway. I need new black jeans anyways. These jeans are starting to show their age anyway, so I'm not going to really go too crazy. That's not too bad. All right. So, might as well get started here, folks. Look at how bad the top... Look at how bad this is. Oh, my God. Oof. Spare me from the yellowing of the shoes. Spare me. Let's give myself a little room to work with here. And away we go. Okay. Don't want too much paint to come out, so... You can see the two lines almost instantly come out. Now, I'm going to be a little bit particular with this one because the first shoe wasn't like that. I'm going to take the thin point and get in here because I don't like the way that looks at all. I really don't like the way this looks at all. And this part of the mesh is so close to the leather. I mean, you're not really going to notice it, but I'm doing it because I can. It's not too bad. I mean, it clumped a little bit, but over time, that's going to wear out anyway, so I'm not too concerned about that. Well, tomorrow, they were supposed to have come 2 days ago, and it never did. I finally got the shipping update from FedEx. My two Bayern Munich jerseys and my German national team jersey for the World Cup is supposed to be coming sometime tomorrow now. Yeah, everything's been backed up. Even this magic marker, if you were watching one of my most recent live streams, I filed a non-delivery on this thing when it said it was delivered. And the very next morning, it showed up, even after it was scanned as being delivered. That's been happening a lot, even over at my eBay store. I've noticed that happening, where the post office or FedEx or UPS will scan a thing, but it never shows up. And you instantly think that maybe it was stolen, maybe a porch pirate got it. It just turns out that they're running behind on their deliveries and they're scanning shit to be slick. or they're genuinely that much in trouble because of all the snow and bad weather we've been having. Yeah, look at the difference already. I don't want to shake the marker too much either because I'm not sure if that paint is going to fly all over the place. Some markers do that. I got a little spot on the leather there, but that's okay. Nobody's going to see that. I mean, the shoelaces are going to be covering these anyway, so I really don't. Not really too concerned about the tongues because the tongues are going to be covered by the shoelaces anyway. I just want to give it a once over. Just that I know I did it. That I didn't cheat. It's going to be done. It's going to be done right. Yeah, there's going to be some spots you're going to screw up. It's going to happen. You know, and then you get too overconfident and then it's like, yeah, man, I got this. And then pfft, you spread that stuff everywhere and then it's all screwed up. And then you got to figure out a way to clean up your mess and clean up the paint. But look at how that turned out. Look how it's turning out so far. I mean, I could see that. Whew. Marvelous. Marvelous, if I do say so myself. I don't like this, though. I'm going to have to... This is when I actually covered this with Angelus. I'm definitely going to have to go back and sand that out. You know, maybe once I'm done with this mesh, I'll go back and sand this out. Give me some paint, man. Now I want to be a little careful here. I'm actually kind of jumping the gun here because this part of the mesh is right up against the leather of the tongue. And I don't want to get oil paint on the leather. Because that's noticeable in that area. But what a difference that made. What a difference. Geez, even that one coat knocked that yellow right out. Now that's bothering me. I want to get some sandpaper because it's screaming at me. Clean me, Daddy. Clean me. Please clean me. Clean me, Seymour. Clean me. Clean me, Seymour. Clean me. Cut me a piece of light grit sandpaper. I think this is what, 800 grit? Yeah, 800 grit. Okay. Take me a piece of 800 grit sandpaper. And I want to knock down that white spot right there. That's Angelus leather paint. And just lightly, or at least try to blend it in with the rest of the leather. And already just that little, and knock that right down quite a bit. Let me get this right in my face so I can see what I'm doing here. I'm sorry, folks. I don't want to skip steps. I'm like, I want you to see what I'm doing from beginning to end. I don't want to cheat. But I want to knock this down just a little bit more. And I'm trying my best. You know, maybe it's best if I origami this thing out. There we go. Okay, that's better. This way I can guide my hand. And I'm not using big strokes. I'm just letting the weight of my hand glide up against the surface of this. Man, it's so quiet outside. I love that. That's why I love my home. I love my apartment. It's so quiet. Unless I wasn't talking, with the exception of the traffic and the kids playing around and the dogs barking, it is so quiet, folks. You have no idea. It's like heaven. That knocked that down just enough. I think once the shoes wear down a little bit, that'll go away. But that looks a lot better. That was bothering me. I could go in there with Angelus and touch this all up, but I'm not going to waste my time. Because it's just going to get dirty again, so why bother? I'm more focused on the mesh than anything else. Let me pull this back. Now it's time to do the vertical. We control the horizontal. We control the vertical. The outer limits. Forgot how that opening of that show goes. I haven't watched that show in a long time. My dad, when he was alive, used to love watching all that old school sci-fi stuff. He loved it. Star Trek, The Outer Limits, Planet of the Apes. He loved all of his war movies. Missed that old prick. I kind of got a little emotional off camera the other night thinking about my dad. You know, I don't know if it was the music that was playing or whatever. I was here at my desk doing whatever it was I was doing, and some song came on my Amazon Echo, on the Echo Dot. And I think it was a Michael Jackson song. Reminded me of something as a kid. Is he bought the original Thriller VHS cassette, The Making of Thriller, and my goofy brother and myself, almost everybody in my old school neighborhood. Well, most kids back then were big fans of Michael Jackson, and my brother and myself, even my little sister when she was old enough, we used to reenact the Thriller video at home. Used to do a lot of dumb things as a kid. I got one of those annoying pieces of dust on the tip. See, that's another thing you got to watch out for when you're doing this. If you get one of those little pieces of dust that gets caught on the tip, get it off of there immediately. Because, you know, if you're somebody like me who's trying to like be precise with this, you can actually get paint on a part of the shoe you don't want to get paint on. And then it can cause like a paint blob to form that you don't want. I mean, for the most part, this is going nice and smooth. I would prefer doing this with a paintbrush. I mean, doing it this way with this type of tip, it's very tedious and time consuming, but it's very accurate. And the paint doesn't really, the paint is going to run where it's going to run. I mean, it's called capillary attraction. Water will always find its level, and liquids will pull itself into any space that it can occupy. That's why, like, if you were to take a drop of water and you put the corner of a tissue on it, the tissue will automatically draw that water up into it. So liquids will generally occupy that space. Don't you love science? Yo, you look like a gangster, y'all, but you're nothing but a white nerd. Because I'm white and nerdy. Like Weird Al Yankovic would sing, what is that, white and nerdy? Yes, I'm white and nerdy. I am white and nerdy and proud of it, damn it. That's right. Yeah, that's right, G. Willikers. Oh, golly, oh, G. That's right. I'm happy with that. That looks good. Again, I'm not going to go too crazy in this area because the shoelaces are going to cover that. And there's going to be friction as I wear the shoes. But that looks a hell of a lot better. The only thing I don't like, it's drawing my eye, is this right here, this wrinkle on the toe cap. So, and this is still damp enough. I should be able to get that one. No, it's just is that the light playing games in my eyes? Yeah, that's the light playing games in my eyes. It just looks like, it's cracked when it's not. Okay. But yeah, that looks so much nicer. Look at how nice that looks. Okay. And I'm going to have to stand up here in a little bit. My back is starting to want to get involved in this project, and that's usually not good. When my back starts to talk to me, it's not a good sign. Pain has no place in this dojo, does it? No, sensei. You can see the difference already with that white marker. What's up, Ollie? What's going on? Oh, now that you showed up, check this out. One of my newest acquisitions showed up. I was going to do a separate review on it. You would get a kick out of it. That's the latest fan version. Well, this came out, I think, last year. This is the 9/11 fitted hat. It's not the player issue. The player issue is too expensive. You can only get them on Fanatics, from what I've seen. But this is the next closest one that they would give to the fans. It's the fitted version with the red FDNY on it. It's got the oversized New York Yankees logo on it. Now, the player one would have a white New York Yankees emblem on it and would have the white New Era logo on the side, and the bottom of the brim would be black. So it took me a while to track down one of these for retail. There are guys on eBay that are selling these for like $120 or more in some cases, but I got lucky and found a retailer that sells legit hats on Shop. I forget what the name of the seller is. I still have the box. Don't go nowhere. Be right back. I was going to do a full-fledged review. On this thing, but it doesn't really pay because I already talked about this one on the channel when they first released it. This is also the fan version that came out 2 years ago. Again, it's got the oversized New York Yankees logo on the side, black New Era here, and it's got the gray on the bottom. The player version, this too would be black. This would be white, and this would be much smaller than this. That's what the player versions will look like. But the fan version, this is the one that I think they released last year. It's got the oversized Yankees on it, Yankee symbol on it. It's got the black emblem. But the player one, this would be black under the brim. This would be white, and this would be white, and it would be about half the size of that. So the name of the company, oops, pardon me. Oh man, I'm falling apart. Is Exclusive Fitted. This is the box it came in. So if you're looking for it, you just may get lucky. So when I bought this, it already said that there were limited quantities of this particular hat. So if you're able to grab one, I suggest you grab it while you can. I think they retailed for, and I got the paperwork here without me doxing myself here, with shipping and everything, it came out to $54.99 plus $4.56 total tax. Shipping came out to $8. Total price $67.55. So there you have it. Exclusive Fitted. So there you got it. I was gonna do a full review on it, but there's not enough to talk about when it comes to things like this, because I already did this one when it came out. I don't know if it was worth it to do a review on this guy, but since I got my little sneaker project going over here, I figured this one was a little. Thanks for sharing. I'm definitely going to check that site. Yeah, look on shop. I mean, you could probably do a Google search on it. And you can always come back to this live stream and double check it. But yeah, Exclusive Fitted is what the company's called. They got all kinds of hats, and I like those. I like those hard to get Yankees hats and stuff. But I really wanted the FDNY. I've been trying to track down the NYPD ones, but there are too many fakes, and I don't like wearing snapbacks. There are only a very few hats that I have that are snapback. I mean, obviously, if you're buying fitted hats, you're taking a risk that you could break the tabs on the hat if you wear them too much. But you could still get the snapbacks. But I'm not paying $120 to $150 to some asshole. It's not a sports card. It's not a piece of jewelry. It's not a watch. It's a fucking hat. And that's why I do things like this with my sneakers, because I'm not going to pay some reselling asshole for, and you're talking to an eBayer, a professional eBayer. I consider myself a professional at this point, you know, who sells stuff on eBay. Whoops. Did I just swipe that? Yeah, I did. My bad. That's because I'm talking too much. Serves me right. No, it gets me angry when I see things like that. $120 for a goddamn baseball cap. Give me a break. I can understand if it was autographed. Like Fanatics actually had Aaron Judge hats from 9/11 that were over at, I think they were like $1,000 or $2,000 or something like that. They sold out immediately. But I wasn't baller enough. I mean, I have my Bowman Chrome Aaron Judge SGC 10. Nice and secure here in my wonderful home. I was not going to pay all that money for a hat that was autographed. I already have my Mike Piazza autographed jersey. I would like to have an Aaron Judge auto, but not for that price. Hell no. Yeah, I have a couple of oddball Yankees hats myself, as a matter of fact. I do have your standard fitted New York Yankees hat with the Major League Baseball 9/11 patches on the side. I have the Armed Forces ones with the patches, the USA. I think it has the USA patch. There's a couple different varieties that I got. I like the hats with the varieties on the side. I do got a 2008 World Series. Is it a World? No, was it the All-Star game? I can't remember. Oh, no, I'm an idiot now. I'm brain farting because I'm trying to do 18 things at one time here. Talk to you guys and painting my shoes at the same time. It was the final season patch of, yeah, it was the All-Star game. I have the All-Star patch, hat, and then I have the final season patch, along with the A-Rod jersey with the patches on it that I had tailored to fit me. Because A-Rod's a big boy, man, let me tell you. At least at that time, he was a big boy. If you ever got your hands on an authentic A-Rod jersey, let me tell you, man, that thing's like wearing a freaking bathrobe. Okay, let me get this paint off my hand. I kind of smudged the paint on the tongue a little bit, but again, nobody's going to see it because the shoelaces are going to cover it. But it's just, I know I screwed up. The price I pay to entertain my audience. You know what it is? 7.5 is a typical size. Like I wear 7.5 to 7 5/8. This one, and let me just make sure there's no paint on my fingers before I take this hat off. I really don't want to ruin this. I just got it yesterday. So this hat, here, this one, ooh, keep it away from the freshly painted shoe. So this one, like I typically wear either 7.5 or 7 5/8. The difference is really negligible between the two. I like 7 5/8 because when hats do tend to shrink, like this one did. Again, let me take this away. This one shrank a little bit. This is a 7.5, but it fits me well. It's past its shrinking phase. You can actually see in the wrinkles right there on the seam of the hat. When it wrinkles like that, you know it shrank a little bit. So this one form fits my head. This one's going to take a couple wears for it to shrink to fit my head. But yeah, I typically wear a 7.5 to 7 5/8. Those are, it's a typical man size. Like for sneakers, most guys are anywhere between a size 10 to a size 12. And that's what benefits me the most when sneakers come out, because I have a size 13 foot. And it's not hard for me to go out into the wild to go get certain sneakers. The only thing that I did like a dum-dum was I overpaid for the Air Jordan 4 white cements when they came out during the holidays, when I could have just went out and bought them. But I really didn't want to be in the middle of the holiday crowds. But I went to a mom and pop shop anyway, so I was willing to pay the extra price. They got good stuff over it. What was it, Soul Priorities? Not sponsored, by the way. They got good shit. Soul Priorities always has good sneakers, and it's good because I have a physical brick and mortar store right at the mall where I live. I can go there anytime, and that's where I get my Sarku, my what do you call that there? The hibachi, which is pretty expensive. They raised their prices too. Everything's fucking expensive now, man. Yeah, Sarku raised their prices. Everybody's raising their prices these days. Just want to touch this up here so I could see where I missed. You might not be able to see it on camera, ladies and gentlemen, but I can. There we go. Again, for those who are just joining, if you're already subscribers and viewers of the channel, you know what to do. I don't have to tell you, but if you are new and you want to help to support the channel, am I going to watch the World Baseball? Yeah, I saw the roster. Oh, shit. I just realized. Did I even... Oh, okay. I got plenty of juice. My phone started blinking. Yeah, I'm most definitely going to watch it this year. I didn't watch it last year, but I'm going to watch it this year. I'm not watching the Super Bowl halftime show. That's not happening. That's definitely not happening. And I'm definitely not watching... I'm not watching any opening ceremony or anything like that unless it has to do with the national anthem. Because you know they're going to do the black national anthem and all that shit. Let our voices sing, or whatever the fuck they call that. The fake national anthem. One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, folks. One nation for all. Period. But I am going to be watching the, I'll probably watch the Super Bowl, but I'm definitely watching the Turning Point USA halftime show. You would never catch me watching that fucking disgrace that they plan on putting on with a cross-dressing asshole. I don't care how many awards he's got. I don't care how much you're trying to promote fucking DEI. Hell no. Fuck that. It's America's game. You wanna sing in Spanish? Do that during the fucking World Cup, which is this summer. I'm definitely gonna have to scrub these a little bit with soap. I can see there's a gnarly stain right there, just behind the mesh. Yeah, I don't give a shit if people want to sing in Spanish. I tell you the truth, I really don't care about the fucking language thing. It's the motivation as to why they're doing that during the Super Bowl that pisses me off. It's all about the fucking message again. You know what I mean? And that's what gets people pissed off. And that's why Turning Point USA is doing what they're doing. Frankly, I don't care. I really don't care about the music. I don't care about the singer singing in Spanish. I mean, yeah, it's kind of fucked up. This is America. Our primary language is English. But give me a second here, folks. I just want to concentrate on this here quickly. But yeah, I'm not interested in watching that just because of what the subtext is behind that. I don't like it. I'm not watching it. Fuck that. Yeah, I just saw your comment, Ali. Yeah, dude. Freaking Paul Skeens and Scooble. You want to talk about stacked? Dude, Cal Raleigh? Jesus, man. Yeah, when I saw that roster, I don't know how anybody's going to stop the USA this time around. I really don't. I mean, the Japanese squad isn't looking all that shabby either, man. I mean, you're talking Yamamoto again. You're talking about Shohei again. I mean, I think it's going to be USA and Japan again. That's what I think is going to happen. See, I said I didn't want to shampoo these or anything, and I'm doing it anyway, right? But Judge, man, Judge needs a damn freaking World Series. He's got to win a World Series. If he doesn't win a World Series, he's going to end up being another Don Mattingly. He's got to get a series under his belt. He's got to get a ring. He's got to get a ring. He needs the ring at this point in his career. And he's up there. Aaron Judge he's in his mid-30s now, isn't he? He's got to be in his mid-30s. I think he's, what, 35, 36 years old, something like that? I know he's up there. So he's got to get a ring soon. Yeah, that would suck. I agree. Yes, that would suck. That man needs to get a freaking... He needs to get a pennant. He's turning 34. Yeah, I knew he was up there. I know he's up there. Yeah, he's reaching that age where, you know, he's starting to reach his prime. Or if not, he may even go past his prime at this point. You know, for all you know, last season may have been his last best season. But the Yankees got to get up off their ass, man, and start making some quick decisions before the preseason starts. I mean, I like Cody Bellinger. I don't know about Jason Dominguez, though. I mean, he's a good base runner, don't get me wrong. But I'm not sure about his longevity in the outfield for 2026. I wish they would just bring Spencer Jones and George Lombard up. Bring those guys up from damn minors already. But they won't do that because they're paying uber bucks to Cody Bellinger now. They're paying uber bucks to Judge. Yankees act like they don't have the money to sell. Yeah, of course. Well, you know who's going to bear the brunt of that is us, the fans. Through merchandise and food and advertising and all that stuff. Of course they can afford it. I mean, where is that? I just had it in my hand. See, that's my identification card from the new Yankee Stadium when I was still working in construction. I actually did some work on that stadium. You know how much that stadium cost and how many times over budget it went? Oh, believe me, they can afford it. Oh, I know that for a fact. Ask Turner Construction how much that stadium cost. And how many fuck-ups there were in that stadium. Yeah, put up these dual compartment sinks. By the way, you know, there's no FRP on the wall, so just do it anyway. Oh, by the way, are you doing anything this weekend? We have some overtime. You know that dual compartment sink we told you to put up without the FRP on the wall? Well, now you have to take off that basin. We know the roughing's not going to be sticking out the same way as it did since the FRP pushes the roughing back about a half an inch to an inch. But we need you to do your work again anyway. Let me tell you, that New York shit. Oops. Sorry, folks. Almost dropped the soap. Oh! Don't drop the soap, folks. You know what it is that I got this cardboard box here, and there's like a support bar for my desk right here, and it keeps crashing into it. And every time I try to move or maneuver my shoe to the way I want it, I can't. And then you move one thing, everything moves with it. It's like a domino effect or a chain reaction. Oh, I screwed up right there a little bit. That's okay. I'm almost done with this anyway. I just want to give it one more. I want to do the horizontal on the shoe, and then I'm pretty much done. It looks so much better. They just look so much better, these shoes. But yeah, they definitely got to start shelling out some bucks. I mean, if the Mets have gone absolutely ballistic with their budget. They released Pete Alonso, Brandon Nimmo, Edwin Diaz. I mean, they're literally trying to be like the Mets of the 90s, buying all these players, and the bigger the names you buy, the more of an ego you're going to have. You know, that's just the way it works with the big teams. Holy cow. It feels a lot later than what it is. I'm looking at my clock. It's not even 4 o'clock yet. It's just that the cloud cover down here has been a little strange. It's been overcast and sun and overcast and sun. So it feels a lot later than what it is, but the weather's gorgeous, man. I got my door wide open. It's nice to get some fresh air pumping in my apartment. And damn, my electric bill has got bad lately. Normally my electric bill is anywhere between like $90 to at most 140. But this has been a real cold winter this year, so I think that's it. See, with this light, the way the light is now, look at how nice that looks. That's the kind of light I'm looking for that can demonstrate what this oil paint can really do for these shoes. I'm not so concerned about the material underneath. It's all about that getting rid of that ugly yellow color. I mean, I consider this a slam dunk. I'm done. I mean, I'm not ending the live stream yet. It's just I'm done. What's it looking like? 2 hours? Oh, that's not too bad on 2 pairs of shoes. A shoe an hour? Not too bad. Actually. Not too bad. I can see right here, the way the light is shining on this shoe right now, all that yellow is gone. So that's my recommendation. I mean, this is probably semi-permanent. This will probably last for a while, but it is oil paint. So there's potential that this may crack off the shoes, but oil paint is pretty tenacious. Once it comes in contact with something, it's usually pretty difficult to remove. Alexa, what's the current forecast?
Currently, in Charlotte, it's 56 degrees Fahrenheit with partly sunny skies. Today, you can expect clouds and showers, with a high of 56 degrees and a low of 31 degrees.
Right, that makes sense.
There's a wind advisory in effect from Friday, February 6th, 7 p.m. to Saturday, February 7th, 7 p.m.
Yeah, which means I got to throw out the garbage outside there because I got to. My neighbor downstairs, she was so sweet. She came knocking on my door. She's like, "Howdy, neighbor." Brought me a big bowl of crawfish yesterday. I couldn't eat it because my damn stomach was still out of control. If you've been watching the channel outside of my regular live streams and reviews, you know, that whole issue with the B6 I was taking really fucked me up. And she showed up out of nowhere with this big bowl of crawfish. I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. But I couldn't eat it until today. You know, so I devoured that thing like it was nothing. I'm just happy I figured out what was going on with me and taking that fake B6. Like, I feel a lot different today. I mean, unfortunately, like, I still feel a little dizzy, but working on this project has me nice and focused and whatnot, so it's not so bad. Because that toxicity, it's going to take a while for it to leave my system, but compared to the last couple times I felt like this, at least now I know what was causing it. So, but yeah, I mean, she made that awesome bowl of freaking crawfish for me. Oh, I almost want to give her a handful of money and say, hey, listen, ma'am, do me a favor. You know, you want to be my savior for the day or the hero of the day? Take my money and grab some crawfish for you and crawfish for me. And I'll pay for you to cook it and all that stuff. And she probably would do it too. I could put her, technically, I could put her on payroll. I mean, I am a small business. I could write it off as a tax deduction. See, because here in North Carolina, up to 3 employees, not including myself, I can pay cash with no benefits. So technically, I can pay her cash and put it on, you know, put it as part of my business as an expense if I wanted to. Oops. Man, look at how nice. See, this light really shows it. It really shows how that yellow. Ah, look at that. Boom. Yeah, how nice and bright that looks. I mean, on the inside, I mean, I can go in there with the real sharp tip and do all that, but what's the point, really? I might go over this area one more time, like I did with the other shoe, but I'm content with those results. Look at how nice and bright that looks. I like that, man. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. So I'm quite content with these results. Now, I really could, if I really wanted to fine tune this, I would do all of the threads and all that stuff. But again, I wear my shoes. They don't have to be so picky. Ooh, I should shave these too on the inside. I didn't do that. All right, Mother Nature, you're playing games with me now. Yeah, the clouds are starting to roll in outside. I can see them. Let me shine some light on the situation here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again for watching this live stream. Much appreciated, everybody. I hope that these little tips and tricks can help you with your shoes. Let me get all these other sneakers out of my way before I start tripping over myself. Really no point in having them out here. And I'm very happy I sold off a couple pairs of shoes because at least now I got room on my shoe rack, finally. Eminem the rapper came out with his custom Jordan sneakers a few years ago. If I'm not mistaken, I wanted to get them because he's my favorite rapper. Well, let me pull out the one pair that I got that was something I wanted. I've wore these now 3 times since I bought them. These are the Air Jordan 3 JTHs, the Justin Timberlakes. Let me turn the camera around so I got some room because I want that sneaker to dry here. So these are the JTHs, and it's got the Nike Air on the back. This is basically the Tinker Hatfield Justin Timberlake Super Bowl shoes, and I was able to cop a pair of these. These are really nice. It's got a nice toe box. The elephant print on there is really nice and pronounced. They're really nice shoes. These are shoes I rarely wear. If I wore them 3 times already, that's a lot. But I love these shoes. If there is one pair of shoes that are a pain in the ass, I'll bring them right out right now. Let me get these out of the way, of course. These need to be cleaned badly. are these damn things. And I know they're gonna have to, if they're reissuing a lot of these shoes, they're gonna have to reissue these as well. Those are the Cactus Jack 4s. Now I did have knockoffs of these, but I decided to throw them out because I couldn't maintain them anymore. The blue came off of them. You know, blue suede of any kind, just on sneakers suck. You can't wear these outside in the rain. You can't wear them outside when the weather's bad. One scratch on these and they're ruined. These are probably the shoes I wear the least, just because of how fragile they are. And plus the QC issues, you can still see the glue throughout the midsole here, which is something that really takes away from the shoe. You can see I wore mine a couple times. They're scuffed and all that stuff. But I'm getting paint on myself. Oh, shit. I got to be careful what I touch. Let me put this shoe outside because I keep... Are they heavy when you have them on your feet? Is it comfortable? It depends on the shoe. Let me wash my hands. I'll be right back. I want to get this paint off my hands because I'm afraid I'm going to ruin my other sneakers if I don't. I can see the comments from here. Are they heavy? It all depends on the shoe. One of my viewers that was here in the live stream earlier, we were talking about the Air Jordan Bugs Bunnies. Those are probably the heaviest of my Jordans that I've got, as far as weight is concerned. The lightest are obviously the AJ ones. I got the bread toe ones, but yeah, these just came out recently. These are, I want to make sure I didn't get any. Let me stop. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Slow down, Walt. I want to make sure I didn't get paint on me or anything like that. No, everything's copacetic. All right, good. Making sure there's no paint. I'm going too fast for myself. Relax, Walt. Relax, old man. So these are probably the heaviest feeling. They're really, it's hard to explain. It's like a placebo effect. It's weird, where they look bigger than what they really are. They feel like work boots and they're flat on my feet. But after a couple wears and during some leather shampoo onto these shoes, they loosened up quite a bit. So these fit my feet. These fit my feet really well. But I got to say the 8 Bugs Bunnies are probably the most, I don't want to say problematic, but they are a little stiff right out of the box. You definitely have to break these in. Unlike any other Jordan I've ever wore, these were probably the worst ones so far to break in. They're great shoes, don't get me wrong. They're awesome, but the Bugs Bunnies were a challenge to break in. I might as well clean these up. Look how dirty they are. That's gross. Let me at least try to get these cleaned up here a little bit. So, yeah, the 8s are nice looking sneakers, and those are the OG colorways. But I think it could be a placebo effect that people think that they do fit different. They fit a little bit more flatter on my feet than my other Jordans. And they are a bit clunkier, if that makes any sense. But they fit well. Once you break them in, then they're fine. You just got to loosen them up a little bit. This is why I can't stand suede on shoes. Suede is the most temperamental freaking material to work on. I have a suede eraser somewhere. I don't know what the hell I did with it. I mean, they're nice. You know what it is? I like to get them where they start changing color when you move the material back and forth. That's kind of a sign that, you know, they're actually nice and clean. I love that when the suede is nice and soft like that. So let me show you folks what I'm doing here. I'm gonna have to do laundry anyway, so I might as well just get myself dirty while I'm at it. I'm just worried about my Yankees jersey. What a hell of a time to wear a freaking Yankees jersey, right? So, yeah, I'm gonna have to pull these shoelaces out too, because them shoelaces are gnarly. What's all that? What is that? Is that dirt? I really don't want to. See, I don't mind if these turn yellow because it kind of fits with the shoe in a weird way. I don't mind that these in particular, the SBs, turn yellow. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what that is. But these definitely need some foam, that's for sure. Give me my hand back, thank you. God. Yeah, I should really pull the shoelaces out of these and at least wash the shoelaces, because them shoelaces look kind of gnarly. Yeah, the Jordan 8s are great shoes, but they're like wearing boots almost. They're almost like wearing boots. That's the best way I can explain them. I mean, they don't have a heel like work boots do, but it's just the way they fit on your foot. Like, they really hug your feet to the point where it almost feels like you're wearing a boot. I really don't want to get involved in taking these out too. My powers of observation always betray me when it comes to details like this. Because I know how I get. Once I start, I don't stop, and I need to eat. God, way past lunchtime already. Should I really do this now? Oh, I really don't want to pull the laces out on these guys. Why? Why make me see things like this? These little dirt details. Because I know me, once the OCD kicks in. I mean, I don't have OCD, I'm just saying. You know how it is, fellas, with your stuff. You know how it is. See, here's another example of me constantly scraping my feet. I painted that in with Angelus, and it's actually holding up pretty well for what it is. The only thing is, there's too much dirt there. You know what? This is one time I'm going to go against my own better judgment on these threads. Like, these threads are just gnarly black looking meh. And I just want to lightly let the weight of the marker get on the threads to make it look as natural as possible. I don't want to push down because I don't want any blobs. just to take away that dirty look. And then give it a once over with the microfiber, and that's that. And then it looks natural. It looks a lot better. Yeah, these shoelaces really need to be cleaned. Ugh, I don't want to get into it. God, how many shoes did I work on today? Oh, yeah. I really don't want to get into this. And again, on my pants. I got to watch what I do sometimes. I just put paint on my shoes. And then I put the shoes on my black pants. Idiot. Wah wah. Jeez. Oh, yeah. A day in the life of a sneakerhead. Well, not quite a sneaker. I don't know. Would you consider me I don't consider myself a sneakerhead. I'm just a fan of Jordans from when I grew up. But them shoelaces, they're terrible. They are terrible, aren't they? I hate me when I get like this. Do I really want to pull these out and wash these too? I mean, there are some pretty bad dirt spots on here. I don't want to take these out. Do I really have to? Oh, come on, Mom. Do I have to? I guess I have to. I can't leave them like that. I can't leave these laces like that. They look gross. I mean, this shoe, as far as the suede's concerned, is not as dirty as that one was. But yeah, the laces on both shoes, they got to be washed. They don't look good at all. I don't like that at all. I don't remember the last time I wore these. I mean, this is another pair of shoes I seldomly wear. So I'm going to guess I probably wore these when it rained or something. Maybe throwing out the garbage or whatnot. I don't know. Maybe I went to the mall with these. So yeah, there's even on the tongue, on the Jumpman there's whatever that is. Well, that's gone now. I didn't want to clean another pair of shoes today, but whatever. Now I am doing the sneaker blitzkrieg. I'm going to start the lightning war against mine shoes. God, worst German accent ever. Oh, this is weird. This is really weird. You might not be able to... Can you see that on camera? Look at the color difference between the tongue and the toe box where the mesh is. That is weird. Look at this. I've never... This is a first even for me. Once I get these shoelaces out of the way, my hands stop moving. Now I have to paint these white. Now that I'm seeing that. Look at that. These are almost DS white, except for maybe one or two spots of staining. And this is yellow. Oh, you can even see that on camera. Look at that. That is weird. Very, very weird. Okay, I got no choice. I'm going to have to... I didn't want to do this. Ick. I'm getting the ick. I'm getting the ick. Is that just... I'm hoping that's just dirt. I really don't want to paint anymore today. Or I might just save these for another day, but man, I'm getting the ick. I mean, by all appearances, it looks like it's dirt. What do I do here? Do I paint them? Do I not paint them? I really don't want to do another paint project today. It's just the shoelaces on this, but I don't care if these particular shoes turn yellow. Yeah, that looks like it was just a little bit of dirt. All right, that's not too bad. I can live with that. I mean, they need a real fine tuning here and there on some spots. Oh, that gave me the ick for a little bit. I don't like getting the ick. When I get the ick, I know what happens. I know what happens. I know me. I start getting the ick and I start looking at things 3, 4, 5 times. I didn't want it. Oh, I need to eat. Come on, dude. Stop it. Why did you do this to me here? Yeah, the shoelaces I'm going to wash. See, this got it's got the same problem. I think that's just surface dirt. That's what it looks more or less like. I might have walked in the grass with these one day, not realizing it's possible. It's a possibility. Yeah, it's got the same problem. Look. That might be just dirt. But yeah, these shoelaces need a good wash. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. Yeah, that's all dirt. All right, good. I was getting worried there for a second. Yeah, that's just surface dirt. That's not yellowing. You know, I'm going to go with the tough stuff on this one. I'm always trying to see what works the easiest and what works the best. I'm going to try this. I don't recommend this at home, folks. I want to see if that works on. I love the smell of this stuff. Like I use this stuff in the car to clean my car seats and what have you. I'm just worried about what kind of chemical reaction this may have with the shoes. It actually cleaned up real nice. Huh. I was not expecting that. I'm just looking to see if there's any warnings on this thing for leather. It does mention vinyl and fabric, carpets, chrome. It doesn't say leather on it, though. Yeah, I love G-Shock watches. I've actually really come to, really like them. I've got 3 of them. I have 2 red-themed ones and 1 blue one. Let me see here. But you got to watch with them. Oh, yeah, look at all the dirt that's coming out there. Yeah, this stuff is working really well. I did not expect that this tough stuff. I'm trying not to clean the leather. I'm tempted to. Oh, yeah, that cleaned that up really nice. I'm shocked. I'm actually pretty shocked. So the upholstery cleaner really did a number on that. Look at that. Huh. The suede looks awful, though. I do not like the way that suede looks way too dark. I think if I brush this enough, that should take it out. Yeah, okay. That's probably because the suede is still... This suede is still a little damp. Yeah, suede is the worst shit on shoes. It really is. I hate suede on shoes. As much as it looks nice, even with the military blues, one false move and your shoes are toast. I really want to give that a better brushing, but I definitely want to go back to this shoe here with that tough stuff. Actually, I really don't have to. They don't look that bad now that I did that. I think this is what I'm going to use from now on. I mean, this is the first time, honestly, I'm trying this stuff on the mesh of my shoes. I wouldn't recommend this on leather. It doesn't say anything about leather, so I guess this would not be what you would want to use. On plastic and vinyl, it says you can use it, so... Oh, good. I found myself a new time saver to clean my shoes. I like that. Hey, man, anything that saves me time, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I am down with the king, bro. Oh, yeah, look at that. That cleaned up really, really nice. I was not expecting that. That is a very surprising... Very shocking result. It did not take the yellow out, but at least it cleaned up the material underneath. I'm gonna experiment. I want to see what happens here. I just got to be careful because I don't want to get that on the suede. Because if this works on the mesh to at least clean underneath without making a mess, this is what I'm going to do from now on. I mean, that don't look bad. You know what? I think this is going to be my new cleaning method for the mesh of my sneakers from now on. You know, with sweat stains and all of that. Yeah, that really cleaned up nice. You know what? I'm not even going to play with it. You know the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is one of those times where I think I'm going to leave, except for a couple places here and there, like this. Except for a little bit of spot cleaning. I'm not even going to mess with this anymore. Yeah, I must have had these out. I don't remember the last time I wore these. I must have had these out in the rain. I don't know what the hell I did to I don't remember. See, I don't want to use a brush on this because I don't want to tear up this fabric here, but definitely looks a lot better. I mean, they're going to get dirty anyway. Listen, I could sit here and clean these to Kingdom Come. They're going to get dirty again anyway, but just you learn something new all the time when it comes to Jordan sneakers, you know? Especially when it comes to care and maintenance. Yeah, I like that tough stuff on this. I mean, it could be just the way the lighting is in my apartment, because my eyes want to tell me, my eyes are telling me that that's yellow. But when I hold it in LED light behind me, I don't see that yellow. So I don't know if it's just a trick of the light behind me and in front of me clashing with my eyesight. I don't know. But I do want to get a different brush. I want to brush out that suede because that suede looks like caca. I'll be right back, folks. Let me go out to my brush bin outside. Oof, and how are these doing? I'm going to bring the Navy cements in. They look really good. I'll show them on camera in a little bit. Let me just go grab a brush out of my brush box there. Give me 1 second, folks. All right. Man, I got sneaker stuff on the floor, sneaker stuff on my desk. Oh, yeah. It's not just about sports cards and Transformers toys, boys. Okay, what do we got here? I want to clean up that suede. And I want to clean it up where I'm not going to destroy the material. What's a good brush for that? I got the heavy brass. I got the light brass. I got horsehair. I'm missing a brush. Why am I missing a brush? Why? Oh, why? Oh, why? Oh, there it is. Okay. I don't know what it's doing over there, but... Okay. Oh! Okay, I was going to do this. I'm going to clean off the SBs, right? So I want let's try the light bristle, the light metal bristle. This usually does it fairly quickly. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And I'm not pushing down hard. I'm letting the weight of my hand do all the work. Because I don't want to destroy the suede, and plus I don't want to scratch the leather either. That would be devastating. So I'm just kind of like... You get a feel for it after a while. You just kind of like lightly... And that's why I like the small brushes, the small brush heads like this, because you can work the edges and the corners and stuff. So... And that'll loosen up the suede really nice. And then what I'll do is I'll take another lighter brush, a horsehair brush, and just go over it once. Yeah, it looks a lot more uniform now. Oh, that feels nice and soft. Woo! That feels nice and soft. I can actually... I do trust myself. I got the brass, and then I got the steel. You know what? I'm not even going to try it. Don't try it. Old school horsehair brush. Now that you could do whatever you want. You don't have to worry about ruining your shoes this way with this type of brush. And what I like about this is that you can aggressively go over the suede and not worry about destroying the leather on the rest of the shoe. And that'll make it more uniform to the eye, which it does. Look how nice and uniform that looks now. It's all about presentation. I'm not trying to Be down with the king, y'all. Know what I'm saying, G? Know what I'm saying, G? I'm just trying to preserve and extend the life of my shoes. I like that a lot better. That looks good. It's just the light's playing games with me because I got yellow light in front of me, LED in back of me, natural, well, whatever natural light is coming in. So I'm seeing like 3 different shades of gray. But that looks a hell of a lot better. Okay. That looks better. They're going to get dirty anyway. That's just the way the world works. That's the brass, right? Yes. Ooh, that's the... I just said that's the brass, and I started cleaning with that. I don't want the brass. I want the steel, because the steel's lighter. Brass brush is like, use that as a last resort, because that thing can really, really destroy your shoes. Oops. And again, I'm just kind of lightly, not even pushing or forcing or anything like that. I'm just letting the brush do all the work. That looks really nice. That looks really, really nice. That's because these are still a little damp, so they're just a wee darker than these, but you know what? I'm content with that. And then we'll go over it with a horsehair brush, and that's pretty much it with the suede on these guys. And I'm going to hand wash the laces. And it looks like I'm going to have to vacuum. Oh yeah, that looks a hell of a lot better. All right, let me wash these laces. Let's go move. Let me go transfer the camera to my tabletop by the sink. Holy cow, I didn't even finish my Red Bull yet. Somebody's cooking something good. I could smell it through my living room door. That's one thing about living in the free South, man. The way people cook down here, everybody cooks like comfort food and stuff, and you can smell your neighbors cooking from a mile away. So whoever's cooking, woo, I like some. It's definitely something deep fried, whatever it is. I actually got popcorn and shrimp I should put in my air fryer tonight. Spoil myself a little bit. Stain cleaner, oh yeah, the stain cleaner brought out the brown immediately in the shoelaces. Almost immediately it took that brown out of the shoelaces. Yeah, I can see, yeah, that the water literally is like, you could see like a hint of brown in the water. Oh yeah, that's much better. And don't use bleach. If you use bleach, you'll turn the shoelaces yellow. Cotton and bleach really don't work well together. You don't want to use bleach because bleach will definitely have a chemical reaction with the cotton and destroy your shoelaces. And you don't want that. I'm going to give them one more rinse with the stinky dish detergent of sour apple, which smells good. Yeah, except for little pieces of lint, which you can always pluck out and pull out or use a lint shaver or something like that. That's easy. I'm not even going to worry about that if there's lint on the shoelaces. I can always use the lint shaver on that, but... What do you think about Garrett Cole returning back to the Yankees this season? I'm hoping he performs good. Well, hopefully he's on course for the Hall of Fame. You know, he's another guy I like to see his career wind down. You know. That's why a lot of these sports card collector nut jobs got to calm down with this shit, because when it comes to injury, like I have a high-end Paul Skeens in my collection that I saved for myself in my personal collection. If he gets all screwed up, all these sports card people are going to throw a temper tantrum. Garrett Cole is up there too. He's in his 30s, isn't he? All right. I got to be careful what I'm doing here because I'm beginning to corner myself here with all this stuff. So bear with me, folks. Let me clean up because there's really no more brushing to do. There's no more scrubbing to do. I don't like tripping over myself. I shouldn't have to trip over myself like I used to do when I worked in union construction. Every fucking move you make, you're falling, tripping, bouncing, crashing into things. No, thank you. Not in my home. So let me start at least putting some of this stuff away, and I need a pee break. Okay, let me put this back. Let me put this stuff away. I'll be right back, folks. Just bear with me here for a minute. Okay, let me get these out of the way. Get these out of the way. Yeah, Cole's up there too. I know he's in his 30s. Oh man, I'm doing the pee-pee dance. Be right back, folks. Let me get this out of here. This goes. As a matter of fact, might as well make it smell nice and fresh while I got this out here, right? Okay. Now it's starting to get a little chilly. Let me shut this up here a little bit. Just for a while. Okay, this I'm going to put right on my patio as is because it's got shavings and stuff actually. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Go to the dump later. I got garbage I got to toss out anyway, so. Oh, okay. places are dry already. That's cool. How am I doing? Oh, never mind. Here they are. Okay. Where am I at here? Okay. Let me lace up the navy cements first, and then we could put these to bed. Okay. Get the camera out here a little bit further so you can see what I see. Yeah, what a difference, man. Even in this light, they look so much better. They look so much better. Oh, hell yeah. It's just the light's playing games with me because I know that behind the mesh, that yellow still exists from whatever chemical reaction takes place with this cheap shit plastic that they use when they make these sneakers, but compared to what it was before, I mean, they're just a lot, to me, they're a lot better. Nike, we're paying you at least us grown men are paying you $200 and something per pair for shoes. And this is a time where our eyes don't lie to us. It's like a cross-dresser. Our eyes don't lie to us with what we see. You're using cheap shit material in your shoes. And that's why they turn yellow. It's not because we're dirty people. It's because of the chemical reaction in the plastic from the cheap shit plastic you use. And shoddy materials. Should I give these a quick shave? Yeah, you know what? Let me give these a quick shave while I'm thinking about this. Okay, and this side. Okay, that's not too bad. I mean, it does have a bit of a stress mark on it, but that's fine. Listen, I wear my shoes. I don't care. Just want them to look presentable. I'm more about the practicality than anything else. Look at me with the big words. God. Oh, no. Wait. What did I do? Oh, no. Dopey. Oh, yeah. It's definitely going to rain. Well, they were talking about snow flurries again. I think we're definitely going to get something. I mean, I can see the clouds changing. It went from like that awesome sunshine. Then it went to overcast. Then it went to sun breaking through the clouds. And now we got those gray clouds coming in. So we're definitely getting some rain. As long as it warms up, I don't care how fucking much it rains. I don't want to see snow ever again. As a former New York City boy, you can keep your snow. Well, my dad, I can't say that. It's in my blood. Listen, my dad grew up in the mountains of Pennsylvania. My genetics has me coming from a cold culture in the form of the Germans. So I can't really say anything. It's more that I just can't stand the cold anymore. I'm spoiled. Sorry. I'm a spoiled bitch. I'm a spoiled brat. What can I say? I spoiled bitch. Okay. No, I don't want to tighten these too tight. I kind of want to get them to the point where they're just snug enough on my feet. I mean, judging by the way they look with the laces on, they do look much better. They look much better. Much, much better. I hope you all enjoying this live stream, everybody. Thank you for those that have been sticking around watching this. I really wasn't planning on cleaning up other pairs of shoes, but that's exactly what happened because reasons. But I appreciate it, folks. Thank you. Thank you very much. And to my eBay customers, if any of you are out there, I will be listing, hopefully, the rest of those cards if I get around to. What the hell? Ooh, what did I do with them before the live stream? Oh, I put them on my. Oh man, I'm an idiot. Oh, they're over on my TV stand because reasons. Oh, stupid. See, that's what you get for trying to sound cool. So yeah, I will try to list some more of those cards at auction. I want to honor the snow thing that I talked about here on the channel, so that, you know, some of my newest listings, you know, it'd be a little easier for you people to afford. Thank you, everybody who's participating in the auctions I currently have going on. My eBay customers are the absolute best. You don't get no nonsense and no bullshit from me, my friends. No siree. You know what you're getting when you're dealing with yours truly. You don't have to deal with the likes of Pac-Man or whatever. Apparently, he issued 2 apology videos. I care nothing for it. He's already showed his true colors just like the rest of them have. It's all about greed, man. The sports card hobby is done. I'm going to have to vacuum here after I'm done with this live stream. But now I just want to snug these up enough where they're just poofy enough, but just tight enough I can slip my feet in and out of these. They might not look down with the king like most of you like wearing them, but it's just these, the Navy Force, the white Navy cements, they're very weird with their cut. They're cut very high, so they don't lace up like my other ones do. Now, if I can get in and out of them like that, yep, okay, that's good. I like that. And then I like to do something goofy like this. Take them just where the tongue touches them right there. I do my loop-the-loop. Just like that, so they're locked in place, and then they'll naturally expand and contract. And I like to leave a little meat out there anyway, because if they look a little uneven, I can always adjust like I'm doing right now so that they look a little bit more symmetrical throughout. And I want the shoes to breathe a little bit too. And then I'll take these guys, bring them back in here. And it, just like that. So they're tied, but they're relaxed all at once. And that's how I do it. You might not do it that way. You do what you want with your shoes. I'll do what I want with mine. And that's it. You got the tight but relaxed look. And if I could slip my feet into them, boom, that's it. I'm content with that. And then, of course, like I said, that's why I leave a little extra slack, so that this way, you know, I can pull and adjust. And as long as they conform to my feet naturally without me having to go too crazy, this is kind of like where I like to have my shoes these days. Okay, so that's one. White Navy cement number 1. Finish for now. What's that? Oh, that's eBay. Come on, phone, stop. I hate when my phone does this shit. Come on. Stop sending me alerts about freaking live breaks. I don't care about breakers. I don't care about breaking. I don't want to hear about freaking breakers. The hell with breakers. No offense, man. I know a lot of you guys try to do it in an honest manner, but the status quo has been completely shaken by what happened with Pac-Man. That dude definitely dropped the ball in the hobby. You don't berate your audience, man. Unless you are dealing with trolls, which is gonna happen. It happens with my live streams. It happens with all YouTubers. When it comes to a paying audience where you're trying to shake them down for thousands of dollars for fucking baseball cards, what are you, out of your mind? Baseball cards, football cards, any kind of cards. You don't berate your audience. You don't put them down. You know, people, had that fucking snowstorm hit like we had here in Charlotte. And and I'm saying it, I'm an older man. I can say this. He's a young dick who got himself in too heavy with these corporations, with these fucking boxes of sports cards, and has been completely sucked in by the greed of the hobby. I can say it because I'm older than him. He's a young dick that let it get to his head. Just like the rest of these assholes out there. They've let it get to their heads. And they want to chastise and berate you fine folks out there? That's bullshit. Complete bullshit, folks. You don't do that to your audience. Unless people are trolling you, and it's going to happen. It's the internet. I'm going to have trolls. Everybody's going to have trolls. It's just the way it works. I used to take it seriously unless you're putting fucking racial bullshit like what happened the other day in one of my live streams. With people trying to spell out certain words to get around the algorithm, which I'm going to have to rectify that in my YouTube studio settings. When it comes to certain words that will automatically get nuked by the algorithm. You don't berate your audience, man. Never, ever, ever. Especially you expect these people to pay $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for sports cards. And then you're going to insult them and berate them. Well, we didn't get paid. It's like Dark Side Phil. I've been watching a lot of his shit lately. I don't want to say it, because if I say it, YouTube won't like it. Dark Side Phil makes you want to do what the school jocks used to do to the nerds and the dorks. You understand what the term rabbit ears means? It's a very old school term, what high school jocks used to do to the nerds in school. The dorks and the nerds would get rabbit ears at lunchtime or out in the schoolyard. If you know what I mean by that, you'll understand. I think you can surmise what I'm getting at. He's shaking down his audience for thousands of dollars for fucking photos of men. What are you, stupid? I'll be honest with you, with a lot of my slabs that I've sold off recently, I'm actually relieved I sold some of my slabs. This hobby's out of the sports card hobby's out of control, man. It's beyond saving at this point. I will give Jeff Wilson credit in this aspect because he just did a video recently with this new Panini product that came out with Pat Mahomes. It's like one pack of cards being sold for thousands of dollars because Panini is about to lose their license for basketball because Topps now has the license. Who is going to pay all that money for that product? I wouldn't. You guys can't even see what I'm doing, can you? I'm here talking to you. I'm supposed to be entertaining you folks, and there you go. Sorry. See, here, one of the comments I appreciate in one of my live streams is somebody said I sound like Yoda when I laugh when he's drunk. That's fine. No, but in all seriousness, folks, it's like these guys got to calm down a little bit. That's why I like doing the kind of content that I do, because it's not really, this channel's not really focused on, pardon me, this channel's really not focused on one hobby. It's focused on a bunch of things that we can all enjoy. But once you start injecting money into stuff, yes, I'm a capitalist. Yes, I support Trump, blah, blah, blah. I've said it before that Trump is doing a lot of asshole things lately. He's done a lot of good, but he's doing a lot of dumb shit too at the same time. So, you know, he was talking about lowering grocery prices and this and that and everything else, and that hasn't happened. I mean, you know, I know he is a troll master. He knows how to troll. But he's done a lot of dumb shit too that I voted for, but I don't approve of, because food prices haven't gone down. The price of gas has gone down, yes. He's still trying to negotiate peace treaties and stuff like that. He's actually, one of the things I really like that he's doing, he's undermining the United Nations. Oh, that makes me happy as a Trump supporter. Fuck those people with their globalization and insect eating and anti-gun bullshit, and them trying to mingle and mix every single culture and race and blending everybody into one single human entity, like it's Star Trek, like we're all fucking Romulans or something. This weird genetic experiment that the UN has been trying to accomplish since the 70s and 80s. It's stupid. And he's undermining them. Oh, I love it. God, do I love that. Anything to undermine the United Nations, I approve of. Anything. Yeah, I like to see the blue helmets go after the U.S. Army. Watch how fast they tuck and run. That's one thing I appreciate about Trump. He's undermining the plans of the globalists. I love that. I think that's good enough right there, right, folks? What do you think? Then I'll do my thing. Just like so, lock them into place, because that's why I want that. That feels pretty good, nice and loose. I can slip them off and put them on real easy. And the Navy cements are done for now. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can hear that on camera. My stomach is growling. Time to get some chow. Let me whip me up a quick sandwich here, and then I'll get to work on the SBs. And then even if I wanted to, I can adjust like this. I think that's pretty good. I mean, these shoelaces are a little long for these shoes, but that's probably because I made them a little too tight. Let me do this again. But yeah, they look they slip right on. That's good. That's what I want. That's what I want. Okay, I'm content with that. I like that. All right, folks, let me make me some food quick. I'm going to make me a quick sandwich. Enjoy the sneaker cam. I shall return. Because I am hungry. Like I said, last thing I had were them crawfish that my neighbor brought up for me. I really should give her money to buy some more raw material. And then throw her a bone so that She makes good crawfish, man. She doesn't make it too spicy. I mean, this time, I mean, I'm not complaining. It's just the last time she did it, man, she did it with potatoes and sausage and like very Cajun-esque. It was delicious. Absolutely delicious. In case you're wondering what's on the menu for lunch or supper or whatever you want to call this here, it's low salt turkey with whole wheat bread, low fat cheese, and low fat mayo. Yeah, turkey is a huge staple of my diet. Turkey, tuna, anything like that. Big staple of my diet. I can see the Navy cements on camera here on the big screen. They look much better. They do look much better. All right, almost there, folks. I apologize. I just need a spreading tool for the mayo. And then I'll finish off the SBs, and that'll be pretty much it. I feel like I'm watching Ben Heck do a live stream. He's always tinkering with electronics and things. Oh, come on, get up. Okay. Gotta get me the first time I'm drinking zero sugar ginger ale, too. I'll save the popcorn and shrimp for next time. Yeah, once I'm done with this live stream, I'll take a break for like 2 or 3 hours, get my eyes away from the phone and the screen and all that. Maybe like around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, maybe I'll start listing the rest of those baseball cards over at eBay. You know, and I'm definitely going to honor that day or two that I wasn't on. Oh, that day or two I wasn't online. Almost dropped something there. Let's see how the sugar-free ginger ale stuff is. Tastes like flat ginger ale. So this is the first time I'm drinking sugar-free ginger ale, as I'm really trying to clamp down on my diet even more. And it tastes like flat ginger ale. Oh man, is that weird? I mean, there's no ginger ale aftertaste, or ginger aftertaste, I should say, but it's just weird. Mm. Mm. What am I forgetting here? Yeah, it's definitely going to rain. You can see it's getting darker and darker out there. I mean, it's almost 5 o'clock, so I think the leasing office closed early today, I think. Big shout out to the maintenance guys here, man. Them dudes broke their ass when it snowed. They break their ass every. Let me tell you, the maintenance guys where I live, they never get any fucking credit. I don't think from anybody around here. You know, I'm a construction guy, so I get it. You know, things have to be done a certain way, and certain guys will do things certain ways for certain reasons, but they never get credit where credit is due. So you guys get much love from me if any of you guys are watching this while you're on duty. Yeah, them guys are good, man. They're good. Every time I fly, one of them's a big New York Mets fan. I don't want to name drop or anything like that. You know, I try to maintain everybody's privacy, but yeah, one of them's a huge Mets fan, you know, because we have a similar background. Like he came from New York and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I've been down here longer than he has, but that's not the point. No, he's just a cool fucking dude. Real cool. All of them are right, man. But they break their ass. They really do. But the one maintenance guy, he's a huge New York Mets fan. I gave him a Brett Beatty Aqua Auto out of 150. Man, he lost his shit. It was like a thank you because, you know, there are certain things he's done for me I'm not going to discuss here on camera. But, you know, I appreciate when people are looking out for me and looking out for my best interest. You know, and giving me advice and all that kind of stuff. So I dropped him a Brett Beatty autograph. But these guys are fucking awesome. They really are, man. You know, having 13 years of union construction under your belt, you can see who's working and who's not. You know, and some people, man, they just really are fucking idiots. They don't even know how to screw in a light bulb. Some people don't even clean their fucking carpets or anything like that, folks. That gives them a little bit of a different look. I like making weird things. I know certain sneakerheads like to oh man, I'm burning out here, folks. I'm brain farting. Certain folks like to lace their shoes in certain ways. And that's kind of the way I'm doing it with these. So they look weird and strange. Man, did I brain fart on that one? I'm like, oop, oop. Uh-oh, we got a malfunction in the matrix, folks. Yeah, but they look so much better, though. They do. They look much cleaner. Especially with the laces shampooed out and all that. Now it's time for the SBs. You can see how nice the suede now is uniform. I mean, don't let the color fool you. If you see changes in the color, that's just because of the shape of the shoe, where the creases are and stuff like that. Oh, man, that's nice and soft. That's what she said. All right, let's get the laces on these guys. Well, let me put some food in my belly. How about I do that? That'd be nice, wouldn't it? God. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I could tell that turkey was sitting back of the refrigerator. It's ice cold. Ooh. Yeah, like I bought a box of strawberries right before we got hit with that snow. And I tend, like with fruits and vegetables, I tend to favor the back of the refrigerator because that's where it's the coldest, to extend the longevity of the fruits and veggies that I buy. And yeah, I went to go take a bite out of a strawberry. I mean, I had long since finished the pack, but the one strawberry was frozen solid. And as you let the strawberry melt, it turns into like this weird slush. It's actually good. It's like a weird thing that I like doing. You stick like blueberries and stuff in the freezer for like a half hour or so until they get almost slushy. I don't know if that makes any sense. They just start to freeze, and it starts to form like ice crystals on the inside. I love that kind of stuff. Can't do that with carrots, though. Carrots you can't do that with. I don't know. I like doing weird shit, I guess. I mean, now that I've changed over to a healthier diet many moons ago, you have to get creative. I'm not going to deny that it gets boring eating the same cardboard stuff every day. But listen, man, it's the best thing I ever did for myself. I lost all that weight, with the exception of me almost poisoning myself with this fake B6 recently. I mean, for a guy my age, you know, I got people telling me all the time, you don't look like you're 50 years old. You look like you're in your 30s. So that's good. That's a sign of longevity right there when people actually acknowledge that. Especially those of the opposite sex, which, by the way, the new girl, I think it's over with between her and I. It's just not what I want, not what I'm looking for. And I gave her an ultimatum because I'm not leaving my home. I'm not moving. After what I went through with this latest one, I'm not moving. I'm not giving up my fucking business. I just renewed my lease. You know, I have a spoken word agreement with certain people. You know, there's no legal paperwork to stop me from talking about certain topics, but let's just say I have a spoken word agreement to go back to doing what I was doing initially with certain issues should they come up, which is something I'm going to keep my word with. That's as far as that comment goes. But, you know, for me to leave my apartment to find an apartment that costs as much as this one does, it's going to cost me, what, twice or three times my rent to break my lease. Why would I want to do that? The fuck is that? Why would I break my lease for a woman who barely sees me, barely comes to visit me? We don't go out on dates because she's always working, which I find that to be suspect, of course. I think she was just trying to get an easy fucking ride out of me, and that's not happening. Every fucking woman I've been with, they're fucking nuts. They're nuts. Every fucking woman has these unrealistic expectations that they want from a man. They're completely out of their fucking marbles. Every one of them. You know, plus now that I got my eBay business and I do things like this and having this YouTube channel, like, you know, I've got things to keep me busy and keep me occupied. And I'm at that age, I just want peace and quiet, man. I understand now why my dad used to throw us out of the apartment when we were kids. Go outside and fucking play. He'd work all week, break his ass, and he just wanted his TV set and be left the fuck alone. He wanted his Parliament cigarettes. He wanted his black and white movies. It was the one thing he liked and he enjoyed. He wanted to be left alone in his own little universe. You know, I kind of get that now, especially after everything I've been through the past 10 years. You have enough after a while. You have enough of other people's bullshit. So it's going to be it'll be a lonely Valentine's Day this year, but you know what? I'd rather me have my peace of mind than have to worry about some fucking asshole female coming into my world trying to take over fucking everything and trying to force me to do things. Meanwhile, she probably won't pay the rent, won't help towards the bills. You know, I cook, I clean. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. I'm not going to have some goofy womans come in here and fuck everything up for me. Hell no. That's definitely a no-go. Definitely a no-go. That's not happening. All right. Down to the last one, folks. I kind of want to brush this off again. Is that still damp? Yeah, it's still a little damp. Yeah, it's going to come down in buckets. Oh, shit, it's 5 o'clock. Damn. Wow. I've been on here for 3.5 hours. Okay, that explains it. Man, did I lose track of time. See, this is why people need to keep busy, and you need hobbies. You need things to do, folks. Even if I don't have anybody watching this live stream, I'm still quite content in doing it, because at least I know I'm occupied. I'm here. I'm doing my thing, not bothering nobody, in my own little world. Yeah, I like that. That's positioned a lot better. I'm gonna have to take the metal brush and clean that a little bit more. Let me go back outside and get my brush box again. 3.5 hours, holy shit. Ooh, somebody got a flat tire. I can hear that from all the way up here. Ugh. Well, that's a mess. They got a temporary tire on their passenger side right front, and they got a blowout in the passenger side rear. Jeez, that sucks. Talk about double jeopardy, man, or double the dose. That sucks. But North Carolina is kind of known for that kind of shit. You know how many blown tires I've had since I moved here? Yeah, I think that's just because it's damp. I don't want to use the brass on here too much because it'll thin out the material. Yeah, I think it's just because it's still damp. This is the one I used the soap on. You know, I better get the thinner brush. I don't trust myself, because I do tend to get a little overconfident sometimes. Yeah, let me use the hard bristle on this one just to give it one good final. The suede's going to get dirty anyway. Somewhere in my boxes, I got a suede eraser. Yeah, see, I don't want to chop this up too much because it'll wear the material away, and then it starts to really become a dirt magnet. Let me fine tune that with this guy here. And then I'll give it one more horsehair brush, and this shoe is done. Yeah, you got to keep yourself occupied, man. That's what I've been trying to tell certain people around here. You know, some people, again, it's not my place to discuss certain shit, but I will say this, that when you wake up early in the morning and you start drinking from 8 o'clock in the morning to 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and you're doing it in a fucking supermarket parking lot, and then you come around here knocking on my door looking for fucking freebies and handouts and more beer to drink as you drank yourself broke, well, that's your problem. Not mine. And in a lot of ways, I hate to say it, and I'm very sorry to say this, I'm glad that the powers that be are cracking down on certain shit. I'll be honest with you, because I've tried my best in my own way to kind of like keep people. There's an old saying, like, you know, you keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Well, I've tried to keep people within arm's distance of myself, to keep an eye on them, so that this way I can find ways to protect my fucking home and my business from their bullshit should it ever occur. And I was right, like what happened last year. And thank God, if I wasn't the kind of guy I was, or the kind of guy I am, I should say, things could have got a lot worse. And thank God I had the fucking smarts to control myself. That looks much better. That looks much, much better. I like that. I mean, again, it's just because of the light and the coloring and all that kind of stuff, but that's pretty uniform. I'm happy with that. But, you know, you got certain fucking people out there. You got to have something to do with yourself. You've got to have hobbies, man. You got to take up something, even fucking bird watching. You know what I mean? Watch the birds fly in the sky. It's like, come on, folks. It can't be. I've had the same, believe it or not, many of you may not believe me, especially if you knew me. I've had the same beer in my refrigerator now since like the 28th of December, since before New Year's. I swear on my kids' lives. I might have bought maybe like one case of beer, but that was to share with somebody that hooked me up. You know what I mean? That's because I don't feel this compulsive, obsessive need to get all screwed up because I have shit to do with myself. You know what I mean? I don't know how people can wake up that early in the morning, get started, and then come knocking on my door bragging about how fucking great they are. Meanwhile, you can eat spaghetti and clam sauce off of my carpet. You look at their carpet and their feet go bullshit. Fuck out of here. That's why I'm glad they're doing a lot of stuff here. I'm actually in support of a lot of things that are going on right now around me. I'm very happy for it because, one, I shouldn't be getting myself mixed up with other people's nonsense, and two, you know, I'm already overprotective of myself and my things and my person. And if people can't control themselves, well, fuck that. But anyway, most important thing is I focus on me. Almost there, folks. Almost there. And again, I should be stuffing my face with food, and I'm choosing not to do that because I'm a dum-dum. Oh, shit, I forgot to plug my phone in. My phone's alerting me. The battery's dying. Okay. Yeah, like this guy right here that just walked by. If I didn't live stream, I'd be taking photos of him. I think he's subletting. Shit, come on, get in there. I think this dude is subletting with somebody he shouldn't be subletting with. Someone who's already got their fucking... Somebody who's already in trouble on this property. It's funny, I always see him coming around and leaving here when the office closes. And I'll never see him again. Okay. I definitely got to get to my mailbox, but that's not going to happen today. It looks like the sky is going to open up any minute now. And I'm going to have a nice, easy evening. Thank you for those that have been sticking around, by the way. I mean, this, you know, normally I I have a different viewer base in the daytime versus nighttime, depending on what the subject matter is. But to those that have been sticking around all this time, thank you. Even if it's a handful, you know, listen, most of my viewer base are all hardworking people, mostly blue collar. I'm sure got families and jobs and all that stuff. So I don't expect everybody to be watching at the time that I live stream. Can always come back and watch later. But to those that have been sticking around this whole time, thank you, all of you, you know, the handful of you that have. I appreciate that very much. I appreciate your continued support. Should I be like DSP, Dark Side Phil? Well, come on now. Let's do it. Let's do it. You know, you need to engage, support, and show up for the live stream. We're all going to have a good time here. Oh, man. That dude, he's... Oh, boy. It's funny because we're almost in the same age group, and he treats people like a piece of dirt. Like, you folks don't have to buy my sports cards. You folks don't have to subscribe to the channel. You do that because you want to. Of course, I'm going to promote it. You know, I do run a small, legitimate business, so I am going to promote it once in a while. But guys like him, and like I said with Pac-Man and everybody else, man, they fucking berate their audience so badly. I'm just happy to be here doing this because, you know, I care enough about my stuff. You know what I mean? To maybe teach somebody something that I know about sneakers, or there might be somebody out there that might have advice for me, how to take better care of my shoes. Maybe there's something I don't know that one of you might know. I know that you know that I know that you know. Quote from Eddie Murphy. I know that you know that I know that you know. I'm not going to finish the quote. If you know what I'm talking about, you'll figure it out. Norton. All right, this one's a little wider than this one. I don't like that. That I don't like. Yeah, this one's just a little wider. So I'm going to take some slack out of this guy here. Okay, I think that's pretty good. That's not that bad right there. I mean, it's a little thicker up top than it is on the bottom. Yeah, I'm going to take some of that meat out of here and just transfer it up. Little something like this. Do the usual spread, tighten just a little bit. Okay, I think that's as close as it's gonna get. I mean, I'm not looking for perfection here. I'm just making sure that I don't have to struggle to take my shoes on and off, because once they're locked in, they're locked in. Yeah, definitely a little bit more. And plus I want them to look good too. I can do that. I could do it. Anton Yelchin said that. I could do that. Was that in JJ verse Star Trek? I can do that. Yeah, I think that looks better. That looks more consistent with the other shoe. Yeah, that's much more consistent. Okay. But again, big shout out to my friends, my neighbors, family, Definitely the staff and maintenance dudes here. Mo, Larry, and Curly. Of course, I'm not going to name drop. Really good guys, man. They really break their ass. It's funny. I'll be sitting here at my desk, and it's like watching race cars or NASCAR or some shit when they fly by on their golf carts. And I gotta laugh sometimes. The way they fly around. It's funny. It looks like one of those fast-forwarded 1920s black and white films. Like that shit. With the horns and the trumpets and the big band. Oh, but they're good guys, though, man. I ain't gonna beat them up. Them guys break their ass. I try everything not to bother them guys. I mean, I haven't had any problems in my apartment at all. I haven't even seen so much as a fucking mosquito if I'm lucky. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much it with that shoe. But this here is making me wonder why that's still as dark as it is. Should I really nitpick? Do I want to nitpick? Oh, I'm going to be that guy. Yes, I am. Here I go. Here we go. I'm doing it. I'll do it with the soft bristle. It's just suede is so temperamental, man. Suede is the worst. It really is the worst. Can I do this with a pencil eraser? I had somewhere, I don't know what happened to it. I had a suede eraser. And for the love of God, off camera, I went looking for that thing, and I don't know where it went to. No, I'm not going to look now. Let me see if the old pencil eraser trick works on this thing. You know what? I'm not going to nitpick because I know me. I'm going to obsess and obsess and obsess. And I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to lock these laces up into their final positions, wherever that may be. And I'm just going to leave it at that because I know how I get with things like something like that. I don't know. I don't care. 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 Care if it's so. I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't mind. Mind. Do anything. I haven't listened to Nirvana in ages. I'm going to do something a little weird. Sneakerheads are out there like, yo, I thought how you lace them, y'all. What's the matter with y'all? Shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm going to lace them the way I want to. I like doing weird stuff with my sneakers anyway. Yeah. There you go. Well, that's it, folks. That's all she wrote, I think. It's just the fronts of these I just don't like. I don't know. It's probably just the suede. It's playing games with my eyes, especially now it's darker in my apartment since the sun is beginning to set, obviously. But I am content with the results of this. The white navy cements, as long as the sneaker cap or the lace caps aren't dragging, I'm happy with that. You know, I'm gonna do the same. I'll do the old tuck like this. Doesn't matter. I don't know. I don't care. They're mine. Mine? 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 It's a weird thing I do. But that's it. Here we go, folks. All done. Ooh, excuse me. I really should put them like that. Oh, I didn't even think of that until now. I wanted to do something a little abnormal. Whatever your ningity-dingity is. Yeah, look, I can always do that. Look, whoop. There you go. That's different. I mean, why not? They're mine. I can do what I want. It's my party and I'll lace them how I want to. Does that make any sense? I don't know. I don't know. Something like that. They're different, right? Who cares? Who cares? Sneakerheads are. No, that's not how you lace them shit, son. Yo, white boy be crazy. You'll be lacing them laces like that, son. Pay my rent, motherfucker, and then we'll talk about how I lace my shoes. There are actually whole videos dedicated to that. I find it funny, like guys, and it's men. You know, I'm only doing this because I'm a goofball. I don't care how I lace my shoes. This is how I do it. This is what I do. This is a new thing I'm experimenting with. I don't care. Like I said, I pay my rent. I pay my bills. If I want to do a goofy, weird-looking thing like that, I can. And guys take that shit way too seriously. They actually think they're going to get some tatas. You know what I mean? Some tatas and clam chowder, if you catch my drift. That's not how it works. I don't know. That's how I'm doing it. I don't know. I don't care. They're mine. Mine? 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 Well, there's not much more to say, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very content with these results. I just want to... Is it the... Wait, which one was it that I saw? Oh, it was this one. Okay, just a little bit. I want to give these one little swipe of the white. Just for my own thing. I'm going to finish my sandwich. And I throw out the trash. I'm going to rest for a while, watch some goof tube. Oops, slipped. It's okay. You're allowed to make mistakes. Don't ever let anybody tell you you can't make a mistake. I mean, you don't want to make too many, but you're allowed to make mistakes in life. That's all right. This is going to wear off naturally anyway. So it doesn't got to be perfect. As long as it's presentable, I don't care. I really don't care. I don't care. As long as they look presentable. I just want to give this a little bit of an edge because that's all right. That's it. That's fine. That works for me. Listen, I'm going to wear them anyway. Who cares? They're going to get dirty. And that's it, folks. So I did more in this live stream than what I intended. So, cheers, folks. Sugar-free ginger ale for the first time. Oh, man, it tastes so much like flat ginger ale. Oh, man. The things you got to do to keep your health going. All right, folks, I'm done. For the handful of the brave that stuck around for these now 4 hours of live streaming with me, thank you very much. You didn't have to do that. I will hopefully get these listed over at my eBay store as an auction. I can actually do this now since I'm done. I don't really have to worry anymore. If you look out my window, if you can see there is no snow on the ground, but I will honor my deal with all of you and list that next batch of cards as auctions, because that was part of the original plan, but I fell behind, of course, because I wasn't feeling good because of that B6 nonsense. But little by little, I'm getting better. The headaches are starting to go away. The dizziness is a lot less than what it has been. And that's pretty much it. So thank you, everybody. Much appreciated for all of you that have been supporting the channel and my eBay store, my fellow hobbyists and everyone else out there. Much, much, much appreciated, everybody. Take care. God bless. Stay safe. I am your host, the Carolina Collector. Until next time, let's take a look at these beauties. Ooh, I forgot to shave these. What the fuck is that all about? Hold on, folks. Hold on now before I go anywhere. Oh. Somebody forgot to pick up their kid at the school bus. They looked like a terrified mom just pulled up in front of the leasing office there, picking up their kid. Man, people are under a lot of pressure these days, man. Let me tell you, folks, it sucks. All right, folks, I'm out of here. Here's the end result. The Navy cements got the mesh all nice and white, or at least a lot brighter than what they were before. Shoelaces cleaned, relaced. Did a basic cleaning to the shoes. And then we had the bonus feature. We had the SBs. Thank God I didn't have to clean the mesh. But we did clean the shoelaces. Gave them a good relace. Cleaned up the suede. Ta-ta for now, folks. Good night. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Peace. Okay, and you. Bye.